Yes, people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. But more importantly, I say blue morning to you because it is another blue morning show. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to look at the table and analyze what Chelsea needs to do, how many points they need, or whether they need a point or not to qualify, depending on the situation and other matches that is going to be played. One will strong enough to help us get all 3 points because no matter what happens, we want to keep the third place. So don't go anywhere, sit tight, and let's get into it. Yes, there seems to be some measure of difficulties. I tried to fix it before we start, but that's fine. I think we can go ahead with it. If you're in the chat, please do let me know if you can hear me. We can play the intro. Yes, people, I'm going to repeat the greeting again. Here you go. I have myself in two places. I have to remove one of myself. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. But more importantly, blue morning to you. I hope you're all doing well. And Nick, if you're in the chat, please do let me know if you can hear me. If not, let me know so that I can try and fix the issue. I tried to fix it before the show starts, but it seems like it did not work. Nick, you hear me quite
Yeah,
well?
I'll hear you very clear, Coach.
Brilliant, brilliant. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Just had a nice shower, shave, made myself pretty for you.
Awesome. Yeah, it's looking sunny there. It's looking really good there, and I like it. And today, what we have today is that we will analyze the Premier League table, watch Chelsea's position, Arsenal and Tottenham positions, and see what Chelsea needs to do to qualify. But no matter the situation, we want to keep the third place, and hopefully, we're able to do that. And again, I'm going to just play the intro again because we had a technical issue. I'm not sure if it came through. But whatever it is, just sit tight, relax, and let's get into the show proper. And yes, people, once again, a blue morning to you. And I want to start by saying a big congratulations to the Chelsea women who won the FA Cup yesterday, the second in a row, 2 consecutive years. I think they've been brilliant. They score like, like you snap your hand like this. And I know how much Strip Beer loves them. So I want to say congratulations to my friend and sister, Strip Beer, the queen of all streams. I know how happy you are right now. I hope you're still reveling in that win because they were brilliant. It was a good game. It was a really good game to watch overall. If you're in the chat, let us know how happy you are that the ladies, the Chelsea women, won the FA Cup the second time in a row. Let us know. And Nick, tell me, how happy are you about that win by the Chelsea women?
Yeah, I didn't watch all the game. I saw at the end. Yeah, great to see Marina celebrating with the ladies and Emma Hazy.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Hazy, Liverpool. They were brilliant. You know, one day she could be the first men's club manager.
Mhm.
I can see that happening one day.
Yeah, I think you're having an audio issue. Maybe you need to go out and come back in. I think your audio is breaking up really bad.
Is
Ty,
it?
how are you doing today?
Well, I'm not really sure.
Brilliant, brilliant. Tell me, how happy are you about the win? The ladies, they calmed us down. We're still not happy. We're still emotional. We're still complaining about the performance of the men's team, and they did what they did yesterday. That made me very happy. I think that made me really forgot about our loss. Not really, not completely, but at least to some extent, I'm now able to deal with the loss against Liverpool. How happy are you about that win by the women's team?
Well, yeah, I'm happy because it gives, you know, at the end of the day, it still gives what fans wanted to see, and that is
Hmm.
to win Ruben Abramovich's final trophy under his era, and then it gives the new ownership a new beginning, and that will
Hmm.
be after winning a trophy. Yes, it would have been nice to do the double with the men and the women, but I mean, there's never really been that thing happening on a regular basis where you have
Hmm. Hmm.
the women's team winning and the men's winning at the same time. I mean, a lot of the teams, a lot of the good women's team right now, the men's team are not on that same level. You have Arsenal women that are actually doing good, and obviously we know that Arsenal isn't really in the most consistent form in terms of the men's side. So
Hmm.
obviously there's no contrast there, but I mean, it's not difficult to see that the women's team, what Emma Hayes has done there for what nearly 10 years is tremendous. I mean, she's been with most of those players, and some of them will be leaving, now after the season has ended now for them. So I think it was good to see, them win the trophy, and I mean, they showed great mentality, they showed great strength because they Man City, equal the score two times. So I mean, it was good that they didn't become disheartened and they found a way to still score a goal. And I mean, Sam Kerr is a tremendous player. I mean, people have made these little jokes about her, teaching the men's team how to finish because the way she finishes, it's unreal. She's
Hmm.
a tremendous finisher for the clubs. I mean, it's good to see the way she plays, and I mean, she's an impactful player, and it was good timing when the women's team brought her in because she's a tremendous player.
Yeah, it was indeed a complete performance. Just when Man City thought they're back in the game, they scored more goals, and the goals were all delicious goals, like I like to phrase it. And
Yeah,
congratulations once again to the Chelsea women's team. So, Nick, go ahead. You tell us how happy you are about that win yesterday before we go ahead with the talking about the EPL table.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, Chris, I think you're better now.
Oh, yeah, when I put the camera, I can't see happens. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, great win. Great way to say goodbye to Roman. We couldn't do it.
Hmm.
Really upset about that. We should have done the same, but we didn't. I did like the top.
Hmm.
Great way to go for Roman. You can see how happy the arena was.
Yeah.
I
Nick,
was
Nick, also, I think your audio is still pretty poor. I'm not sure why. Is it just me or Ty? Are you still seeing that he has audio
yeah.
issue?
I'm hearing him cut in and out.
Yeah, but I can hear you clear. I hear you clear. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
I know you can hear us clear because ours is producing a good audio, but yours, maybe you need to reboot your internet connection. But that's by the way, I get your
All
point.
right.
Let me go through the chat quickly. And this is Street Beer also saying, I hope there's possible news. And when we get our new owners tired of waiting, I think we already know who the new owner is. I think we're just waiting for the government to issue new license and also sign off of our Nate. I think that's what we're waiting for. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ty. Any updates on that?
Yeah, sorry. What did he say? I didn't hear that last word.
Any updates on the new ownership? She's saying, I hope there is possible news on when we get our new owners. Tired of waiting. She's just tired of
I
waiting
have
for the process to
I
be
have
completed.
I have private information that I can partially share. And I
Yeah,
mean,
go
for
ahead.
me, apparently, what I have been told is that I, the club is very
Are you
hopeful,
there?
hopeful that they can complete the ownership situation by May 18, May 19, by the latest of this week. I mean, they love to do it on Friday,
Hmm.
so I wouldn't be surprised if they announce that they're close to completion on May 19th. So that's the movement that they're trying to work at, and that is the preferred date for them because they want to be able to fulfill all their summer
Hmm.
plans to decide on which player they should be committed to trying to get. Obviously, Kunle is a player that has already been revealed that is a player that has been signed off by Todd Bowley to bring in because he's been a player that the club have wanted since last season and they were looking at him before that. So there is the two players that they want to bring in. They have intention of bringing in certain players, so they're hopeful that they can complete
Yeah,
the situation by May 19 or May 18. It could be later than that, but at the moment they're
yeah,
looking at May 19.
yeah. Should be here says so want Newcastle to win. We all want them to win tonight. We don't want Arsenal to even get into the top four. I hope that happens. And then Chelsea just need one win or two. I think if Arsenal lose tonight, then we don't even because that would be Arsenal's 37th game, which means no matter what they do next, if they lose tonight, no matter what they do next, they get 69 points, and then we don't even need a single more point to qualify for the Champions League. But that's by the way, and yeah, we really have to win. That's no question. Love is amazing. Like when you adore a channel, it's the only spectacular thing necessary. But if you feel an extra nice, a super chat is always most welcome. Thank you very much for saying that very clearly. Queen of all chat, of all streams. Yes, it's important. Your support is important to us. It helps the channel grow. The more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will push the stream to more people to join us so that we can have the fun together. Here's a greeting to Miss Alana, Erin, and here already afternoon this side. Yeah, good afternoon to you. That's what we say. I usually say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So you take whatever suits your time zone, but more importantly, blue morning to you. Yes, been lovely. Thank you. That's nice to hear. And anything else here to read? Hi, guys, says Solomon. Hi to you too. I hope you are doing well. And this is the Queen herself side to see G goes, Anderson go. Yeah, for a reason, people do move on. She's getting backed up, to be honest. There was a horrible article they wrote about her a few months ago. So there's a few good, there's a good reason for her to leave the club if that will make her life better. Watched the interview beforehand, listening to City players saying no one can beat us was rather interesting. That sounds like what the men's team did before the Champions League final. Nobody gave Chelsea a chance, and we did beat them in the final. And now our women did the same thing in a fabulous way. It was fantastic, some fantastic goals. Blue money to you, Absha Moha. I hope you're doing well. Morning, Absha. Yep, greetings. And Gabriel Kovina Essien, good morning from Ghana. Always nice to see you, my brother from Ghana. I hope you're doing well. If Newcastle beat Arsenal today or draw, we automatically qualify for top four. And let me see if they beat them, then yeah, then they yeah, I think you are very correct. Let's be looking at the table while we talk about it. I'm gonna share my screen in a bit. Share screen, and this is a screen I want to share here. Yep, you are very, very correct. If we look at it like this, so if Arsenal draws today, which means the most they can get for their next game would be 70, and we have more goals than them. We have 42 goals, and they have developed, and they have just 11 goals. So yeah, good calculations there, A. Suleiman. So, but we want to keep the third place. With that incident, we could still lose. If that happens, we need to win whatever. We need to win one more game to cement our place in the table as a third team. And he says, morning, Ghana and Gabriel. Yep. A good way to say it. Once again, we want to be helped to qualify for top four. Again, we'll take it however it happens because we've been through quite a lot this season. It was COVID, it was the ban, it was the restrictions that we nearly couldn't, find a way to go to games that we're supposed to go. So I think we'll take it however it happens. And 42 versus 11, that's a huge disparity there. We've beaten them quite a lot with a lot of goals. Yeah, big up, says CFC Stephen. Nice to see you here, brother. How are you doing? And big up to my brother, Declad. I will send the link to your Twitter DM in case you have time to join. So, Nick, go ahead. It's so time, for us to talk about the women's team, what they did. Where being Kachila, I think I don't want to talk about it here again. I had to travel for personal reasons, and I said it like 3 times here on the show. Maybe you didn't get that when I said it. Nick, go ahead. Tell us how happy you are about the win.
Yeah,
and
like I said, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I changed the thing, yeah. Anyway, a great win. And I said a great way to say goodbye to Roman from the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame the men's couldn't do the same, but that's how it is, I'm afraid. But I'm sure Roman he appreciates everything what they done. Emma Hayes, unbelievable, great display. I didn't see all the game because I had to do things, but I saw bits of it. Yeah, great, really very beautiful pictures with Marina. So great to see. Yeah, really proud of them.
Yeah, they played really well. It's always good to watch them, and thank goodness it ends. Like Ty Talk said yesterday, it will be poetic for us to send for the Roman with a trophy, and the ladies they did it for us. What a brilliant display! They always, they score goals like machines. I think I wish.
That girl,
yeah, go ahead.
Cartwright, is it? I think her name is Stripper.
Is it Kibi? Frank Kibi. There's the other one also. If you're in the chat,
very great goal she scored.
She
done it against United as well the other day. I was watching that.
Yeah.
Very good for them. Great display.
Yeah, Declared, if you have time to join the panel, I've sent the link to your private Twitter DM. Yes, sorry, I tuned in late. It's okay, brother. Lateness is greatness. The good thing is that you're here. Big up, Declared. Everybody here loves you. Was that Daddy's a special day? Yeah, thank you very much. Special day. I hope he's in heaven right now. And my uncle, too. Thank you very much for kindly putting it that way. I do love it like that. It's fine. Yep. Yeah, oops, my typing, but I understand, no problem. Queen, you're fine. Erin is my Scottish wonder. They're all good, all those players, but I love Kibi. There's the other one. What's her name? I don't recall her name, but I gotta be doing more shows about. If I find a female presenter, I'll start doing. The goal scorers. We have
Jesse Fleming.
Fleming, but there's one who scored quite a lot, but I didn't think she scored yesterday. This Kibi. Did Kibi score yesterday?
Frank Kirby?
Yeah.
No, she was. I don't think she. I don't know if she came on. She was ill for a while, so she didn't play.
Okay, there's the other lady too, who's also good at scoring goals, but overall, again, I'm so happy they did that. So let's look at this. Fleming can hit a ball. Though all of them, they're all good. I think if I find a female presenter, I will start, covering the women's team more, or I will start doing that myself. She come on as a sub. Yeah, good. Thank you very much for that information. So Ty, let's get to it. Let's go ahead. You were saying something?
No, I was saying that. Oh, she did come on there because I didn't know if she came up because I didn't see the last part. I just knew that I saw some players go. I didn't know who came on after that.
Yeah. So now let's look at the table, gentlemen. Let's look at the table here. We have Chelsea is on 70 points with 42 goals. Tottenham is on 68 points with 24 goals, and Arsenal is on 66 points with 11 goals. So Arsenal has a game today in a few hours, and if they lose, even if they draw, yeah, if they draw, then Chelsea qualifies automatically, like as was highlighted here. Who said that? And also, more importantly, I think it's important that I look at this. Thank you very much for the super chat from the Queen of All Streams. Again, you don't have to do that. Your support, more importantly, mean the world to me. You've been here since the channel was around about, I think it was about 20 something supporters. And you've always told me it's because you like the quality of the content that I don't even need to invite you, that you already sub. Thank you very much, Queen. That means a lot to me. I appreciate the support anyway. So if we look at it, if they draw today, if Arsenal draws today, which means they will have 67 points with one more game to go. And the most now, if they win the next game, they'll have just 70 points, which means they'll be equal with Chelsea they'll be 70 with Chelsea each. But then they have less goal differences. Chelsea have more goals than they do. Chelsea will qualify, and Chelsea will still remain. It depends. Let's see. Tottenham can also get, if they win their next game, they'll have 71 points. So we need at least one more point to stay in the third position, no matter the situation. So if we draw our next game, I think if Arsenal draws, if they draw today, then we can keep the third place with just one more point. Your thoughts, Ty?
For me, I don't like to say draw. I want them to lose. I want them to lose. And I mean, they're playing against my second team as well. So a win against them would be fantastic for both sides for me. As a Chelsea fan, as a Newcastle fan. So it would be good for me. But I mean, yeah, Arsenal have quickly fallen down slowly in terms of who can be the threat because now Tottenham are on 68 points and obviously they've played one game more than both Chelsea and Arsenal, so they could easily drop back down, especially if Arsenal win to 69 points. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I don't want to say that if they draw. I want to say if they lose, because if they lose, it's completely better for us because then they'll be still on 66 points, and then it's mathematically impossible for them to pass us because then actually no, my math is pretty off there. Actually, no, it is. What is wrong with me,
Yeah,
man?
even with a draw.
Yeah, it'll be 67 points and then one game left. So either way, we'd still get top four because they're not going to be
Yeah,
scoring.
I think with the draw, they risk not coming into the top four. Actually, with a draw,
Yeah, because they'll be on 67 and Tottenham's on 68. So they'll be 1 point behind.
yep. And Tottenham, even if they equal on points, Tottenham has they have more goals than Arsenal. They have 24, while Arsenal has 11. So that even begs the question: how did they even get to this point with 11 goals? Overall, I think they picked up form.
I think
Again,
they
I'm
concede a
concerned.
lot.
Really, I don't think Newcastle can keep them out for the whole 90 minutes. Let's see what happens. I think there will be goals. Hopefully, Newcastle scores more or the game ends in a draw. Nick, tell us what you think about the Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal positions on the table.
Yeah, well, it's quite simple, really. We're going to finish third, like I predicted a long time ago. We need 1 point. We got 2 games at home. We got Leicester, Watford at home Thursday and Sunday this week. We're going to
Uh-huh.
win both games anyway. But even if we draw both, we're still top four. We're going to finish top three. I'm not going to let Arsenal or Tottenham come above us. That'd be a disaster. And then
Hmm.
Tottenham, they killed Arsenal. Arsenal had their chance, they blew it because Tottenham have who do they have? The one and only Antonio Conte. That's why they're there. They wouldn't be there without him. So
Hmm.
so Tottenham will finish fourth. Arsenal will miss out like always. So good luck to Conte. We hate Tottenham. We always sing it. We hate Tottenham, but good luck to Antonio Conte because he was a great manager for us. Okay, so yeah, we're finishing third, 100%.
Yeah, let's talk about our remaining games. Let's talk about our remaining games, Ty. Or let me start by asking the question: how important is it that we don't allow Tottenham or Arsenal, leapfrog us on the table because that mathematically that is still possible. For Arsenal, yeah, it's still possible for Arsenal to leapfrog us, even Tottenham, if we lose our two remaining games. So I know there's a huge chance that we qualify. Mm, there's a huge chance that we'll talk about that later, Ty. Maybe he's actually the culprit, but we don't know. Now, there's still a chance. Mathematically, both teams can still leapfrog us depending on the outcome of games. How important it is it that we keep that third place no matter the outcome, Ty? You go ahead, Nick, since Ty isn't talking right now. How important is it that we keep the third place no matter, that is, we do the best we can to keep the third place no matter what happens?
It's very important.
Yeah. Ty, are you there? All right, that's by the way, it looks like I'm losing everybody here on the panel. I think it is very important that we keep the third place. We should at least win at the next game. Let me look at the table again. If we win our next game, we'll be on 73, and as Tottenham could still get, they have one more game, 71, and Arsenal could still get 72. So we need to get all 3 points in our next game to cement our place in the top four, and then finish the season as in the third place. I think that's very important. We don't even need to drop a single point. Yes, there's a scenario that if Arsenal loses today or even draws, who automatically qualifies. But I don't want it to be like that.
No.
I want us to, to
Coach,
keep
can you hear
place.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I was asking you, tell me why it is important that we keep the third place at the end of the season, because to me, I'd say it's because the other two teams are all London clubs and are all bitter rivals. Go ahead, Nick. Tell me why. Yeah.
We don't want to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, let me know. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're still having a bit of an audio issue, but I think you'll be fine. Ty, let me know if you're still there.
Yeah, I'm here. I think Ty system is affecting me. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Okay, sounds good now. You sound better right now. So, Trivia says, so basically they cannot score more. Yep, there's no that possibility for that to happen. Even if they're playing a 10th tier team, I don't see them scoring that much goal. Chelsea is on 42. I don't see Tottenham scoring 20 goals in a single game. I don't see Arsenal scoring almost 30 goals in 2 games. That's not possible. If that happens, then something is wrong. No draw or loss, boss. Make me happy. Yep, I hope they lose today. If they lose, good. Then if they lose today, then yeah, we already made it through. But I still want us to keep the third place. So I want us to win our game still, even if Arsenal loses the game today. Arsenal has a bad defense similarly at the moment. I think that's the case. Plus, I think a red card plus an injury to Gabriel. I'm not sure the situation right now, but we'll look it up later. I think defensively they have a serious problem to sort out. Ty, let me know when you're back. Let me see. Yep, I can hear you. It sounded better at last. And we have here Christensen can jump off a cliff. Yep, I think I don't know if before every game, every big game, he gets a stomach issue. That's not good enough for me. I think I wish him well in Barcelona. I hope he does well there. Because if he stayed, I would have loved it. Like I've argued before, he's the closest thing to Thiago Silva in that team, but it's not working out. I wish him every success. Man United sucked. That's why. Yeah, they suck quite a lot. I don't see the link. I don't put the link in the chat. Sorry, and I'm not going to do that. And no links yet, love. Strippier, if you've been following what's been happening in the community of late, two of our content creators are Almighty Blues FC and also Thai Talk CFC had somebody jump on the panel and then show some, naked people on screen, and their channel got suspended for a while. It took a while for them to get it back. Watford, we should smash. Again, that's where I have a problem. When you think Chelsea will mop the floor with the team, usually I'm concerned because it seems like we have a team that collection of players that have a mentality issue. So yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna hold my breath until that game is done. And if we win, I'll say, okay, we've won. I think about it. Look back throughout the season. Teams that every other team has been, battering, mopping the floor with. Once it comes to Chelsea, we lose to them or draw to them. So I will hold my breath until Chelsea beats Watford. Then I'll say, okay, good, we've beaten them. It's Watford. Yeah, again. Like I said, remember Charity FC. And Tobago says big up to the panel and the chat. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Big up to Chelsea female team. They made us proud. Yep, indeed, they made us proud. That shows you they deserve even more respect than we, than we give them. They've been a brilliant in the past few years, actually winning all sorts of trophies, and they were close to winning the Champions League. I think it was just the last edition, but eventually lost to Barcelona. They did quite well. Kante is a killer if he gets the pennies. Yep, he is so pragmatic that's why it seems as if he concentrates on playing counter-attacking football, but it's an approach. It's almost the same thing in terms of Mourinho, in terms of managerial approach and how they approach games. And I think, I think he gets into top four. I see Arsenal dropping out of top four. Chelsea women made us proud. They did, and I thank goodness to them. And as to be, if he gets what, want to see Tuchel buy. Yep, I think we'll make some good purchases and probably more strategic purchases this time, and not just wasting money or not spending recklessly like Manchester United, who spent almost $1 billion plus, but hasn't solved the problem they have. I hope that's not our case. I hope we spend wisely, strategically, and solve the problems that we have in the team. We got mad rich owners. Let's hope we spend well. I hope so. Very important game. We need to win. We need to win that game. And the $1 billion at Stamford Bridge will rock. Oh, I can't wait to see the new Stamford Bridge. Maybe that's when I'll visit the bridge. Hit the stadium where, 1 million miles from the fans. Yep, it doesn't help the atmosphere. Good. I thought the bridge is good, but it needs to be upgraded so that the club can start making more money. Again, if you're watching, let me know. Who's liking? Is it me or Nick's? Yep. Yeah, that's so sorry to hear. That makes me angry. Yeah, exactly. That makes me angry too. So, and it's hard to tell who did it. What they did in the case of Almighty Blues, they used the name of an admin of a mod, and maybe Ankit wasn't paying attention, but again, we're busy, and probably because in the back end, you don't know who's a mod and who isn't a mod. So you have to look through YouTube to say, okay, this person is a mod and the other person is a mod. So that was probably why Ankit wasn't able to tell, and the same with Thai Talk. So sorry to hear that. Yeah, it makes me angry too. And Abshamor has said new owners need buy players. They need to do so. I hope they do, babes. Yep. And here's a deal. CFC said, big up Kachila, big up the panel. We need to win our last 2 games, then get to business with our new ownership, setting a plan out with Tuchel, with selling players and buying players and new scouting department. I think it's important that we talk about this comment right here, because it is good before we go into building the best 11 that can help us win the 2 remaining games. Ty, are you there? If you're there, let me start with you. Ty, are you there? All right. Nick, go ahead. You tell me what do you think about this comment on the screen. I think it's a very, very good comment. Yes, we need to win our remaining 2 games, no matter the outcome of the other games.
Yeah, we go out.
Yeah, it's the. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yep, I think there's still an issue with Nick's connection and maybe the audio. Let me make sure it is not from my end. If you're listening to me, let me know if you can hear what I'm saying very well, because it sounds. Nick, go ahead, Nick. If let's see if it is better right now.
Ty's system is affecting my phone. If Ty goes out, let's see what happens. Tell him to go out to see what happens.
Okay, you go ahead, Nick. But I doubt that's the case. I've removed Ty. You go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the issue still persists. You were talking for a few seconds and then I didn't hear anything.
Right.
Let me know. Yeah, okay. Sylvia says mine is fine. About this comment, I think, Nick, you might have to go out and come back in again. Maybe reset your router because they say...
Right, let me
go ahead.
Go out and come back.
Okay. Yeah, again, Deals CFC says big up Kachila, big up the panel. We needed to win our last 2 games. I agree. It's important that we win our last 2 games, notwithstanding the outcome of Arsenal, the Arsenal's 2 remaining games and Tottenham's 1 remaining game. We need to, stamp our authority. We need to show that we're one of the best. We're the best London club. We need to do that to keep the 3rd place, even if we need just a single point, even if we need just 3 points to keep the 3rd place, we should get the 6 remaining points and the season with some of the 6 points. That would be great, and that will show how serious we are. And like he says, yep, then get to business with the new ownership, setting a plan out. It's important we start planning on time. Again, I can't thank you enough for this great comment here. And Sergio says 1 billion for stadium, 700 million for players in all teams. That's a brilliant plan. And Roman, indeed, like we've argued during the ownership saga when we weren't sure who was going to emerge, the new owners, Roman, we knew Roman was going to leave us in good hands. And boy, he did leave us in good hands. And with clauses that ensures nothing happens to the club, and also with a clause that not ensures that the owners won't sell the club until after 10 years, even if they wanted to. So that shows you how much the man, he loves the club. I was going to use the word love, but he still loves the club. We need to sort out the player wages. We need to as soon as possible. We need to sort out, give Mason Mount, Reece James, all those, and Trevoh Chalobah, Mendy, give them new contracts on time before European giants start circling around them. Because, true. I think Mason Mount is the future. He's not perfect yet, but he's still young and can still get even better. So it's important that we renew his contract. I think he's at 60-something thousand pounds a week at the moment, but he deserves more given how much he gives whenever he's on the pitch, and he's Chelsea through and through. So I agree with you. In Todd Bowley, we are in good hands. Yeah, we are indeed in good hands. True. Might be, are you okay? Serbia is always happy, except if somebody pisses her off. But I think Serbia is just lovely right now. You can tell from the way she speaks. Let me see if there's anything else. I will address it, and we'll go into building the lineup. Good. And Happy says need a sporting director. That's important. But when we talked about the need for a sporting director, I've always argued that Petr Cech, I believe, can actually execute that role quite well. I think even in the role that you could argue that isn't defined, he's done quite a good job. Players respect him, or players around the world respect him. When he gives you a call, when you hear that Petr Cech is calling you, you pick up the phone and speak with him. That's important. So if someone will argue that he doesn't have the connection, I think he does. I think he would do a good job if we can promote him to that role. Says, yeah, yep. DOCS says, yep, Kuchila, I can hear you. Thank you very much for confirming that. Hear you, boss. Thank you very much, Quinn. Nick is still breaking up. Yep, I think he's out. Maybe he needs to reset his internet connection. With the Perisic news, do you think it's a Tuchel signing? You could argue that because Perisic is a starter. I think he can even start over Chilwell. If you followed Inter Milan this season, he's been in brilliant form. His quick feet, he can use both feet comfortably. If you look at Alonso, one of his biggest problems is always looking for his left foot, and when he is only left with the option to use just his right foot, it's either he misplaces the pass or he does nothing good with it. And again, Perisic scored. He's a creator. He can put in some good crosses. He can also play in the left midfield area. It doesn't have to be on the wings. He doesn't have to be on the flanks. He can also play as a midfielder. And at his age, I think we can utilize him quite well as a midfielder. And he's Tuchel's kind of player because he's able to dribble his way out of tight spaces. He's able also to progress the ball no matter how you press him. And to one of the queens of the house, Just Viola, he says, hey, Kuchila, nice to see you here, Just Viola. They said, lateness is greatness. The most important thing is that you are here. I hope you're doing well. Hello, everyone in the chat. And again, the queen says, yes, saying hello to a fellow queen. And sorry if I'm a bit slow in catching up with the chats here. There's a lot of comments to need. We need a wage cap. I think that's a serious problem. That's not possible in the Premier League team, especially Chelsea Football Club. The wage is everywhere right now. Some earns twice as much as the others. Some earn not even half the quarter of what others are earning. For instance, Mason Mount is in $60-something thousand, while Callum Hudson-Odoi is around 120. It's everywhere. So, but I don't think a wage cap will work. It's not in European football, I think so. Short Roman wanted the latest game. He's always does. Yes, he's the reason. He sets, you could say, the pace in a women's football with how well that's how much he's putting in the women's game and how well the Chelsea women have done. She said, watched up. Yep, exactly. Again, them saying exchanging pleasantries. We need Luis Campos or Paul Michel or Michael Edouard. Again, it all depends to who Thomas Tuchel wants. And my brother here, DJ Sasa, big up Kuchila, the panel, and everyone in the comments. Happy blue morning to you all. Thank you for saying that. As always, you for sending me the link. Unfortunately, I cannot jump on today as I am working. I understand, brother, because bills don't pay themselves, but always nice to see you. Just really says, Beer, you must be over the moon. She must be. We say that already, and she has already donated. She has already made some donations to us. Great donation for Sweet Beer, as always. That shows you how happy she is today. She's over the moon, and we are all over the moon too. The ladies has done us proud. Yep, it says, however, watching the show, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. That brings great value. Pass over, I jumped it. Mount has 6 final losses in Wembley. I wouldn't say that it's not his fault. He's not the only person that played the final. There are a whole lot of other players that were part of the team. It wasn't just about Mount. I think he's just being unlucky in that case. And here we have, 3 Women's League titles in a row and 2 FA Cups. That is a brilliant by the women. Why wouldn't the street be a bit happy? Man City and Liverpool has wage cap. We must, but again, tell me how much do you think? You don't think they broke that after signing Erling Haaland? Because Haaland won't come on the cheap. If you can recall, you and I know how much he was asking when Chelsea was trying to sign him. So I don't think it just doesn't make sense. If that's the case, then they'd not be able to renew the contract of Kevin De Bruyne if they haven't already. Man City and Liverpool, I don't think so. Maybe not in the sense that you're saying it. but we'll see what happens. Let them do as they do, babes. We do us exactly. We at Chelsea Football Club, we do things differently. And Nick, as you can see, it is really your connection. That's why it is coming in and going out. But I'm glad you're back in. If he does his job and Tuchel can get the best, why not go for him? I think I agree with you. How is England losing to Italy? Mount's fault? Good question there. So yeah, it has never been Mount's fault. The team lost, and that's the situation. I've seen how our squad has been playing after defeat Carabao Cup Champions League. I'm not expecting high performance in the next two games. So Nick, it looks like you have a better connection now. Nick, tell us how important is it for us to finish third, no matter the outcome of the other games, which means we must win our two remaining games.
Yes, like I said, it's very important. First of all, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think it sounds better.
All right, good. Yeah, of course. It's very important we finish to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it is still happening again. I'm not sure. Your picture looks high quality. Maybe it's your microphone, but I'm really not sure what's going on. It's still happening.
Let me try.
Yeah, maybe it is your microphone.
All right.
Yeah, I think let's just go into building the best possible 11 that will help us, clinch the remaining 6 points and then finish third, notwithstanding the outcome of the games that Tottenham and Arsenal will play. Let me read this comment by Supier. Cannot blame this on Mount. He's still being our best player this season, where goal against goal average. I'm not sure. GA, tell us what you mean there. Are concerned. I think he's been overplayed also. We've used him so much that sometimes you could tell that the poor kid is mentally tired, but because of his work rate, even when he's not playing well, he still puts in the shift again. But that's by the way. So I'm going to start, we're going to start working on the lineup, the best possible lineup we can. Then we can talk about all the topics, maybe transfer when we're done. We'll start by asking everybody in the chat, let me know, this is no question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. No need to play Christensen anymore. His mind is elsewhere. I think that's the case. Even Rudiger, you can say they're playing it safe. They're trying not to get injured before leaving for their new clubs. But I can't necessarily confirm that's the case with Rudiger. But Andreas Christensen, that may have been the case. He's trying not to get injured before moving to Barcelona. Nick, your thoughts on this comment on the screen, which says no need to play Christensen anymore. His mind is elsewhere. I think we should stop playing him. It looks like he's playing it safe. He's trying not to get injured.
Yeah, for sure. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, a bit better, but go ahead.
Yeah, I hope he don't play it for. He's going, so we can say goodbye to him. He doesn't have to play. He can come on the pitch and say goodbye if he wants to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the fans are too that very bothered with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end, he decided to Chelsea. We're not very happy with him really because he chose to leave. Yeah. So good luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck to him. I hope he doesn't play again. Here, DJ Sash says some Chelsea fans get off Mason Mount back. Please heard so to disrespecting him. Some saying sell him, others saying let him go Everton next season to play on the Frank Lampard. Don't understand some of our fan base. Yeah, it's difficult to understand. I think some people don't really understand football. When somebody makes a single mistake,
Coach, it's not that. It's not that. Let me tell you what the reason is.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is mainly the fans. Even I said it. I come on also for what happened.
Yeah, Nick, it's breaking up again. My point is this: Mason Mount is still young. I don't forget the guy's only 22 right now, so and he's done quite well in terms of goals, return, chance creation. Again, we put so much pressure, like Fahim did mention yesterday. We put so much pressure on these young players that we seem to forget how old they are. He's been brilliant for us under Thomas Tuchel, even in the UEFA Champions League final and games up to the final. Remember that he killed off the Madrid semifinals game at home. Again, we seem to forget all those things. We must give the guy the respect he deserves. Missing the penalty doesn't mean he's a bad player. It happens. But that doesn't also at the same time, again, it's something that he can improve upon because he's still very young. Yes, I agree with you. I think the Chelsea fans, I just don't understand. Sometimes it just seems as if they don't understand football. The numbers don't lie. If you look at Mount's number this season, he's done quite well for us. But I think sometimes, every now and then, when he has a bad game, that overshadows everything that he's done with the team. I think we should stop disrespecting the kid because he's been good for us. He says, I am okay, this is just them. And True Blue says the new UEFA system is going to be 90% of club income next season to 80% the following, then 70% in 2024 and 2025. The owner's debt management increases from 10 to 20% a million. EPL has a spending limit. Spending limit, but tell us if anything about a player salary cap. That's what we're talking about. But this is a great information to share with us. I appreciate that. Love Mason Mount. I do love him too. Is it perfect? No, he's not perfect. There are areas that we've talked about that he needs to improve, and I know he will get better as he's still the kid is still just very young and will get better eventually. Tobago says we need to move on from that. Chelsea ladies made me happy to forget about. Yes, exactly. We need to talk more about the performance of the ladies team rather than dwell on the men's awful performance, which really wasn't. I think we shouldn't. It's not worth talking about it. True Blue says I will terminate Christensen's contract and tell him to go now. Exactly. That's the point. I think I would do that also. If you're in the chat, let me know if this suggestion by True Blue, if you would do that. I think I would do that. Terminate his contract and let him go elsewhere because he seemed to not be, present-minded whenever he's playing. He seemed to be playing it safe, not to get injured before he goes to his next team. Or I think he shouldn't be starting for Chelsea in the two remaining games. So because he disrespected the club the way he moved the goalposts on occasions, I think the club should terminate his contract. That's a way of showing him we're not happy what you've done here. But that's by the way, because the truth is he's agreed on the term, and then on two occasions he moved the goalposts as my friend, if he was here, would say a staff. Mount is human. This team cannot run 100 meters without needing a heart meter. Exactly. Mount, I think the kid, you must respect him for what he's done for the club. I love Mount. He's young. He will grow. He will get even better. He is the future for me. Yeah, I agree. True Blue says, if Christensen doesn't play, will Silva play both games? Would he be tired after the final? It's risky. Yeah, again, it's also risky to play Christensen, whom, if you've watched the games he's played for Chelsea, he seemed to be playing it safe. He seemed not to be going, putting in the tackles where he should because he doesn't want to get injured. And tell me, why all of a sudden did he develop a stomach virus going into an FA Cup final? If he's serious, if he's that serious, want to leave him, make his mark on that is, win the FA Cup with Chelsea Football Club one last time. If he's won it before, I don't remember, but at least win this one for Roman before he leaves the club. That will show that he really cares. But to me, I think something fishy is there, making up an excuse not to be part of the final. But it's a good thing Trevoh Chalobah stepped up because that's the position I think he would have played in. But what if Thiago Silva wasn't able to continue after he went down? We would have had a serious issue. To me, that's a stab on the back by Andreas Christensen. I think we should terminate his contract, just as True Blue suggested. Suleiman says we need to play Chalobah and give him the experience. Yep. He needs to continue playing. He's shown that he can hold his own. Is he perfect? No, he's not perfect. Yes, I know he's prone to some silly mistakes, and that's very common with young players. So he just needs to play more games to become even better, and it doesn't come without playing games. He has to play to gain the experience and then become a better player. Dislike fake players who don't love the club. That's the truth. No matter how Christensen sees it, I think no matter how much he confesses his love for the club, we could say that's fake. He doesn't really like our club. And if you haven't, please be sure to like the video. That way it will trigger the YouTube algorithm to push the stream to more people. Right now we have 22 likes, and I know let's aim for 100 likes before the end of the show. We can do that, please. And share the video if you haven't. Tell more people about the show. Tomorrow, most definitely, we'll be doing the draw for the Roman Abramovich tribute contest, which if you win, you get $150. Here we have, let me see if there's anything else to address here. So I'll bring in Nick. By right, Mount should not be playing regularly for Chelsea. We need someone better than him playing, because he wouldn't be starting in top clubs like Man City or that. I disagree with that. I love you, Ray Allen, but I sincerely do disagree with that, because Mount is a very fine player. And if you want to know how good he is, just waste a little bit more time in giving him new contract than you see European giants cycling around trying to get him. It's not perfect yet. It's not a finished product yet because he's so young. We seem to forget that. The Queen wants you. Ray, don't diss Mount, please. Yeah, please don't diss him. Man has 150 appearances for his age. For me, it's too much. By the time he's older, again, this is the kind of argument I might listen to, but I think he will be fine. I think he's played too much. Sometimes he gets mentally tired. That's probably the issue for me, if you ask me. There's no excuse to abuse Mason Mount for missing the penalty. No excuse at all. Have they all forgotten that Mata missed the penalty in the UEFA Champions League? An awful penalty, by the way, by Mata. But because Chelsea won, nobody talked about that. People still respect Mata. And by the way, overall, Mata is an awful penalty taker. Before that day, I knew he was going to miss that one. But that's, by the way, yeah, thank you very much for making that point. So, Nick, coming back to you, again, I want you to get your point across. Well, that's some question that I asked you before. How important, given that Arsenal, maybe I need to show that again, Arsenal, Tottenham are both London rivals. We don't want, one of them definitely will be out of the top four, and I'd like that to be Arsenal. But here's the thing. How important is it that we keep the third place? Because mathematically, Tottenham both actually can still leapfrog us on the table if we lose our remaining games.
It's very important. Like I said, it's a London rivalry. With Arsenal and Tottenham, we've been rivals for centuries. But I think, like I said, Tottenham are going to finish fourth. Arsenal are going to miss out. We're going to finish third. I said 100% we're finishing third. So if you can find me. Okay? But we are. So, and it's a big London rivalry. How many years is it we've been on top of them?
I agree. Yeah, go ahead.
If you go back,
I think it's happening again. It happens sometimes, and it has to do with internet connection. Ray Allen says that look at Foden has less minutes than Mount, but has almost similar numbers. Foden is developing further than Mason Mount because he has KDB, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan playing and learning from them. And so where does that leave your argument that Mount wouldn't get a chance if he played for Man City, Ray Allen? You're counter-arguing your own argument. So, Mount, again, you could argue they have better players than us. So if Mount was there, he'd still be playing too. So I don't get your argument there. You're countering your own argument. But then again, I understand your point here. It makes good sense. CP says he's a top player at the end. He is, no matter how you see it. And if you waste time, you don't give him a new contract, other clubs will cover for him. Let Christensen go. Never let him play again. Yep, Blue, I agree with you. True Blue has also made that argument. I think everybody in the chat agrees. If you're in the chat, if you haven't, let us know if Chelsea should let Andreas Christensen go. He did have anything. He did have anything wrong. No injury. No anytime he told Tuchel he was unavailable. Yes, that's disgusting. That's really disgusting. What's the meaning of that? So shouldn't the club fine him because he's still under contract? So since he's still under contract, I think the club should fine him. True Blue, let us know if that should be the case. Ty, let me know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Tell me again. I'm going to go back to Nick again. Hopefully his audio is better. Tell me, look at what True Blue says here. He says Andreas Christensen didn't have any injury, nothing wrong with him. He just told Tuchel he wasn't available. Shouldn't the club fine him because he's still under contract?
Wait a minute. No, we don't know for sure. We don't know, maybe he was injured. We don't know.
But what if that's the case? What if that's the case, Nick? Shouldn't the club fine him and then terminate his contract?
If that was the case, they would have fined him 100%. But maybe it's not the case. We can't say, talk about things we're not sure of. But yeah, of course they should fine him. Yeah. Your audio sounds better right now. Ty, tell me, shouldn't the club fine him if that's really the case? If Christensen, nothing was wrong with him, he just said he isn't available, shouldn't the club fine him? I think we've lost Ty again. I'm just going to go back to where we were. But that's, by the way, I think the club should fine him. Who is Mason Mount learning from in the squad? Again, if that's your argument, then that's fine again. But the argument that he's not good enough for Chelsea, that he wouldn't even be starting at Man City is what I do not agree with. But I get your argument. Maybe things would change because there's a chance we'll sign better players and the team becomes even better. And we will, I think in terms of, then he have better players to learn from. But at this point, I think he can learn a lot about what we call winning mentality from Thiago Silva. He can learn a lot about leadership from the likes of Rudiger, from Thiago Silva. There's a lot of people that he can learn from. But maybe when we sign new players, there's be more players for him to learn from. But overall, my argument is that he's a fine player and he's the future for us. Exactly. So, just dislike, I hate love. Yep. And here's my brother Matt, ZV Genius, saying a big up coach. At gym at the moment would join if you're live when I get back. No worries, brother. And always nice to see you. And please, guys, make sure to go check out CFC, Thai Talk CFC, and ZV Genius, 2 great channels, and my brothers overall. Mason Mount is the first player since Hazard to score and assist a double figures. That's my point. Numbers don't lie. He's had a few bad games here and there. And again, something else to consider is he's been overplayed. He's been overplayed. Now, the time he played the most games of all the Chelsea players. And the guy, my argument then was that he looked mentally tired because you could tell even when he's on the pitch, he will give 100%. You will see his industry. You will see him pressing, running for the whole 90 minutes. But the decision making will show you he needs some rest to recover mentally. He's a fine player, and I don't think the club will let him go. If I come back, Madre, blame me, not the channel. Again, you know what to do. Quinn, you have access, you have the power to do when, Again, let him voice his opinion, but we know he cannot win us. Mason Mount is a great player. Terry also slipped and missed a Champions League penalty final. It happens to the greatest. Exactly. It happens to the best, to the greatest of players. Even Cristiano Ronaldo of recent, although he wasn't on the final, missed a penalty in a woeful manner that we didn't think would happen. Mason Mount missed a good amount of penalties before. Here's the thing. He's not the best in terms of penalty taking, but that's something he will get better at with time. So, but please let's stop bashing the kid. He's a fine player.
Yes, Arsenal lose, please. I think they will lose today. I have a feeling we will bottle it. I don't think we will bottle it. I think we will win it. But my fear is that we're playing a team that has not been playing well, and that scares the heck out of me. That's when Chelsea underperforms. True Blue says the percent I gave eventual allowed expenses, including transfer salary, agent fees, and sign-on fees and bonuses. Accounts will be checked quarterly. Thank you for educating us on that. I don't know what's making Just Viola laugh. You let me know. If Mount was German or Spanish, he would get the Brian level of hype. And yep, that's the truth. People are disrespecting him probably because that English tag on him doesn't help matters. Now, I'm going to come back to you, Nick. I think we should start building the lineup soon, and I'll try as much as I can to catch up with the comments. He says here, Sporting Cuchilla, Mason Mount has been overplayed. It's there for everyone to see. Let's get to the lineup. Here, Quinn says, yes, Kane liked Mount. Everybody likes him. Often he's six. Some great players has talked about him. Even Lionel Messi recognized how good of a player he will become in the future. So no question, I could care less what people say about him. I know the guy is such a great talent. 2008 UEFA Champions League, Terry, Ronaldo, Anelka missed in that final. Yep, great point. So now let's get into building the lineup. Let's start with people in the chat. You can also participate. Let's start with the goalkeeper. To me, I have my choice already. Nick, your choice for the goalkeeping position. Let me know, and Ty, let me know your choice.
Mendy.
Okay. Your choice for goalkeeping position, Ty. If you're in the chat, let us know who would be the best goalkeeper to help us win the remaining 3 points. 6 points, so to speak, and then cement our place in the top 4. I've seen I've seen people here. Yep, that's great point. Messi put Mason Mount in top 6. Yep, that's the truth. That shows you he recognized. They say greatness recognizes greatness. I think Mason Mount will be a great player in the future for us. Mendy, and I see guest keeper. Yeah, exactly. Mendy. Yep, I know. I was just kidding. That's why I typed Kepa, Arrizabalaga. I think we can all agree. Although I love them both good goalkeepers. One has been quite unlucky, and one I will argue to tomorrow. I don't like how Thomas Tuchel has handled the selection process. It makes the other one feel like he's useless, and the other one like he's a god. So we can all kind of agree that Mendy, and of late, I think Mendy. I've seen some improvements in Mendy. I will not lie. He's improved his. He's become better at what is called sweeper keeper. He comes out when it's needed. Although it's not that perfect yet, but I think he will improve with time. And also, but what I want Mendy to be doing more. There are some, he's tall. He's quite tall, and when you're that tall goalkeepers make a lot of what is called high claims. With high claims, if opposition players put in corner kick into the box, he can go just pick it up, and nobody else will reach it. But he's not doing that enough for me. In most cases, he just waits for the opponent to, do something with the ball before he tries to stop it. If he can improve in that area, then he will be an almost perfect goalkeeper. But Mendy handles pressure better. I think he handles pressure enough, and criticism enough better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. You could argue that, but he should, improve his numbers in terms of high claims because he's really tall. Mendy kept us in the FA Cup in the first 20 minutes. Yep, I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper. 6 feet and jumps like an antelope. Yep, that's why I'm saying he should improve his high claims. His numbers in terms of high claims isn't good enough. He's 6 foot 6'5" tall. He should be claiming more of the balls and inside the box and not stand and wait for the opposition to kick or head the ball before he does something. I would criticize him a little for always, crouching before the penalty. Yes, I think Just Viola made that observation and talked about it, and it was backed by True Blue during yesterday's show. And that was the reason why Trevoh explained some of those penalty kicks that he touched. Had he not been crouching or squatting, if you prefer, he would reach them well enough to punch it away. But again, it's something I think the goalkeeping department would look at and help him become even better. Okay, I understand. I hope you're safe. Again, just Viola says, but I'd rather have an empty goal instead of Mendy during penalties. That's hilarious. Be fair there, just Viola. So in the middle here, for me, who would you start? I'm just gonna. I'm waiting for your answers. Nick, who leads the back line for you?
Yeah, you're on the left, Rudiger.
No, the back line, the middle.
The middle is Silva, of course.
Okay, if you're in the chat, Ty, I understand the situation. You don't have to respond. Who leads the back line for you? If you're in the chat, let us know who leads the back line. And I'm going to be looking for your trouble for a bit. And remember, we're talking about whoever we select here starts the 2 games and help us get 6 points. I'm waiting. Yep, I can see here. I say save Viola font. Rudiger, Thiago, and Chalobah back 3 again. You can give us the back 3 as a whole if you prefer. Silva, yep, Silva for me also. I was joking by writing Christensen, yeah, like that. And again, Christensen cannot play again. He shouldn't even come close to the training ground. But I think the club should find him. That is if what True Blue said was true. And thank you, Preston says Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Chalobah back at 3. Preston, nice to see you here. I hope you've subscribed to the channel again. Never, he says. Tobago, you said Sarr, Chalobah, Rudiger. Why Sarr? I think Sarr, if we're playing 3 at the back system, I don't think playing Sarr, he will be very ineffective on the as a right wing back. But if we're playing a 4 at the back, then Sarr will be good because he does better on that side, but not when we play 3 at the back. So can you tell us why you prefer Sarr to Marcos Alonso? And Marcos Alonso, I think he's been brilliant of late. Attacking wise, even defensively, he's also done quite well. I don't know if he's auditioning for his move to Barcelona, if that happens. Nick, your thoughts on Marcos Alonso's performance of late?
Yeah, he's been great, especially in the final. He's been the last few games he's played. He's been very good. We can't say that. So Alonso's going to play. Forget Sarr. I don't know where Tobago's coming from. He's going to be sold in the summer. He ain't got no chance to play. Forget Sarr. He's staying.
So you are... sorry. This is Rudiger here.
Yes, we have Rudiger,
Silva, and Chalobah. Now I understand. Yeah. Now I understand. Now I understand what Tobago is saying. Tobago wants Sarr to play at the left centre-back position instead of Antonio Rudiger. I think it depends on where that is the individuals we have as the 2 6s. Because the truth is, Sarr can hold his own. Sarr can play well on his day, but here's the thing: Sarr needs.
I'm telling you.
Sorry.
He's going to be sold in the summer. So why are you going to play Sarr?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Here's the thing. I think for Sarr to play as the left centre back position depends on the 2 6s.
No,
playing Sarr without proper protection, without having at least N'Golo Kante on the pitch, is a huge risk. He gets exposed. And again, Sarr, it's another player. You see, there were those games when we played 4 at the back. He played quite well, and he had proper protection in the midfield. Again, it depends on the system. And we seem to forget he's a kid too. How old is he? 21, 22? So again, I think he still has a lot to learn. And I think the club should keep him, even if we sign us central defenders. I think on his day, he puts in a good shift as long as he has a good protection in the midfield. But that's by the way. Go ahead, you were saying something.
Yeah, he could be going. I don't think he's going to be a part of the first team next year, for sure. But I think a low move or we're going to sell him. That's what's going to happen with Sarr. The other thing is we have 2 games left. And if Azpi's going, I'm sure he's going to play in the last game against Watford. You know, you're going to see Azpi in one of the games, probably Watford, because it'd be the last game for Chelsea. Now, don't forget, he's a legend.
Yeah, I agree with you. So now, let me go through the chart. I think this never here is Trivia referring to the possibility of Andreas Christensen wearing the blue shirt again. She says, never don't want fake players who don't play for us. I think that makes sense. I agree with you. Chalobah, Silva, Rudiger, I think that's the combo. I think Rudiger to the left-hand side and Chalobah to the right-hand side. I think that's how it is. Like that, Viola, welcome back. Again, Christensen, what did they say? Christensen will not get a warm welcome back to the breed. I don't think he will. I think he played with. I mean, he didn't. He was disrespectful to the club. Thank you very much for subscribing, Preston. I appreciate that, and hopefully you're enjoying the content. And with that, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't, please be sure to like the video. We have how many likes now? We have 26 likes. Let's shoot for 100 likes before the end of the show. The more likes we get, the more YouTube algorithm will push the video to more people. And please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Preston, thank you and welcome. Yep. Thank you, Quinn. That's why I love you so much. You thank people, you welcome them to the channel, and you make them feel at home because you're such a lovely person, and that's why you're the queen of all streams. It says, Nick, I have a question for you. If Silva is injured, who will you play?
Yeah.
That's a mind-boggling question. Nick, that question is for you. So you go ahead, give us an answer.
Yeah, if Silva is injured, you know, we can't have a Christensen play really. So I will change it up. Then we're going to maybe have to play Sarr. There's no one else.
Yep. I think if Christensen gets injured, I think Tuchel, if he doesn't want to play at Christensen again, will make an adjustment there, which means Saul will have to come in on the left.
Will have to come in. That's what Tobago
and then Rudiger in the middle. Now I understand. Now I understand Tobago's.
You understand what you say, because that's why because he likes Sarr. I know. But, you know, he won't be in the first team next year.
Nick, wait.
Go ahead, Tobago.
Yeah.
First of all, big up, guys.
Big up to you too, brother.
I'm here for the Sarr matter. It's not about liking Malang Sarr. It's all about, remember, Thiago Silva in the first half, he was kind of limping. So, unfortunately, we don't trust Malang Sarr a lot to fill in that position. So, we had to play Thiago Silva. So what if Tuchel will give Thiago Silva a rest, or the guy might be injured? What next? What will we do? That's my question. I'm not saying.
Nick, let him finish.
I'm not saying Malang Sarr should automatically replace Thiago Silva, but the guy is 37 years old, and then he played almost 46 games this season. So he's having too much workload. So I think we should just relieve him sometimes. Unfortunately, Christensen is not available anymore. We don't know what is happening. So that is why I was saying Malang Sarr can fill in for Thiago Silva. That's it.
Yeah, let me answer you. Yeah, look, I agree with you. If Silva has any knock or anything, they have to rest him. So, yeah, that's the only way Sarr's going to play. But if Silva's okay, I'm sure he's going to play. It depends, you know, how bad he is. Yeah, I think he got a knock in the final, actually. So, yeah, you could be right. If Silva doesn't play, be Sarr. Yeah, for sure.
I think you raised a very important question. And given your comment here, Liam Lane says, not sure Silva will play. He looked injured leaving Wembley, but he finished the game. And the game is in 3 days' time. I think there's time enough for him to be well rested and start that game. And here's my argument again. I think Tuchel will start him because he trusts him more than any of the guys there to lead the back line. And I think The game was yesterday, so he has just 3 more days to get well rested. I think he will be ready to play that game. And I think Thomas Tuchel would prefer starting Silva to at least win the Leicester City game. That's our next game, right? To at least win that one and be sure we're in the top 4. And then if Silva isn't ready to play the final game, then he can switch it up. I don't think he will risk. He trusts him so much. I don't remember whenever Thiago Silva is on the pitch, he has that. Should I say aura? He has that. That calmness that influences every of his teammates. You see, and that's why I've argued before. I don't think Antonio Rudiger will do as well as it's done with Thiago Silva on the pitch. He brings that calmness. Look at how calm he was in the FA Cup final. You think he'll lose the ball, he will just dribble the man that's pressing him calmly and then turn around and do something nice with the ball. So I think his presence alone means a lot for Thomas Tuchel, even if he doesn't have to run. He doesn't run that much, you can see that. And he reads the game that well. Even when he's the last man, you think he reads it that well. He makes sure somebody runs behind him before he fouls the opposition player. So that way he doesn't get a red card because they'd say, okay, he stops a goal scoring opportunity. That's how good he is. I think he'll be fine in 3 days' time. I think he starts that game. And I think Thomas Tuchel, like I've said before, will start him, clinch that 3 points against Leicester City, and then see what happens. Make sure we're in the top 4, and then see whether he's ready to play the last game or not. What do you think, Tobago?
I agree with you 100%. Thiago Silva makes us a calm. He's so good. Unfortunately, he's 37-year-old. I wish he was 27 years old, because that guy, ever since he came to Chelsea, our defense have been so good. Unfortunately, he's growing, and then he might not have enough legs to continue for maybe next season. But I understand your point. Thiago Silva needs to play in the Leicester City game. That one is very important. Watford game is a good situation for us. So Leicester City game is very important.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with you, Nick. Your thoughts? How important is it that Thiago Silva plays the next game?
Yeah. If he's okay, he will play for sure, because the next game is more important. The Leicester game will be the harder game. So yeah, I can see Silva starting as long as he's okay. I don't think he has a major injury or anything. So yeah, Silva will play, but the last game maybe Saul will play. Tuchel might, if we get the 3 points against Leicester, then he can rest whoever he wants, because we're going to be third anyway. And that's why I said Azpilicueta for the last game, because it could be his last game for Chelsea. Don't forget, and that'd be a great. I really want to go to that game because I want to say my thank yous to Azpilicueta. But the ticket situation is still the same. So we can't get tickets unless I get very lucky like I did last time. Yeah. I really want to be there to see Azpilicueta. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with you, because right now you could argue that game against Leicester City, you could argue, is the most important game of the season at this point. There's no denying that. There's no denying that. So I think he has to play that one. He has to play that very game. And I think he will play. He has 3 days to rest, and I think he'll be fine. And I've never seen any player in the world. Yes, go ahead.
Coach. Yeah, it's very important because, that's a big game. Chelsea, Leicester, we're going, we can win or finish third. Then we can go out against Watford on Sunday, with like a party atmosphere. That's what I want to see. And, be good for Azpilicueta to show, for the fans to respect him. All the fans love him at Chelsea. And he's a great legend for us. And, like I said, be a great way to go out the last game of the season against Watford, who are relegated anyway. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. But with Leicester, we're going to have the strongest team we can put out. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And again, like we've argued, this is now the most important game of the season. Let me quickly breeze through the chat. We continue building the lineup. I think I've read this one. Christensen is a loser. And Streetbeer agrees. And no, and again, Liam Card, not sure. We've addressed that. No place for Snake. He can pack his bag and go to Barcelona. I think Andreas Christensen has actually made himself to compare to Thibaut Courtois. He's an anaconda. Seriously an anaconda. Why Thibaut Courtois is a small snake, because I think in his case he agreed contract and then he moved it on 2 occasions. He changed agents just for the sake of it. But in the case of Thibaut Courtois, we knew long before time. He told us he was going to leave, but we were trying to keep him, and he's never agreed he was going to stay. He was going to stay with us. But in the case of Andreas Christensen, he's agreed terms on 2 occasions, and he made us believe he was going to stay. So to me, he's beyond a snake. He's an anaconda, actually bigger than a snake. He's a bigger snake than Thibaut Courtois. But that's, by the way, play Sarr. I don't care. At least Sarr wants to play football. At least he wants to play for Chelsea. Good comment there by my brother Matt. And Stevie says he will be killed by the fans' love. Yep, he does. That's hilarious. Again, truly, is his wife expects it. Yep, I get that. Love his wife's passion. We all love Silva. And again, let me highlight this comment here that Silva is a warrior. 37, he plays like he's 24. And here is the thing about him. I'm making a special video about that. Even younger players on the pitch, they don't even get a chance to race against Thiago Silva, let alone outpace him. Because what he does is that he reads the game so well that he'll be in the right place at the right time to stop you from even getting the chance to outpace him. He's that good. And there's no type of player that he hasn't played against. Name them. There's no type of game that he hasn't played. That experience and the fact that the way he takes good care of himself, I can see him playing way into his 40. And I think the only player that's done that before is a Japanese player in the Japanese league. And I think Thiago Silva can do that. I hope to see him play more. And I hope that Chelsea keeps him even beyond his playing career, because his influence alone, and he's won nearly everything there is to win in world football, except the World Cup. I think he hasn't won the World Cup, and I think he will get a chance because the Brazilian national team, they still trust him to lead the back line for him. So again, I hope Chelsea keeps him beyond his playing career. Truly, is his wife expected? Yep, I love his wife's passion for the club. Yep, every time you see the wife supporting Chelsea or talking about Chelsea or booing at Tottenham, you'd ask yourself this question: where have they been all this while? But then again, I think we signed him at the best time of his career because he's become even better. This is not the same Thiago Silva that played for AC Milan. He's a better defender than he was at AC Milan. So we're lucky, actually, to have him at this point. Let me see if there's anything to address here. How do I join the discussion? You have to send me your Twitter ID, and then I'll find you on Twitter and send you the link because we've had a series of issues, people sabotaging people's channel. So there's a risk in sharing the link in the chat. And I know how good you are at talking football. I'd like to have you on, but you have to share your Twitter handle or your email address, however you can, via my tweet, via Chelsea Perspective Twitter DM, and I'll reach out to you. Not give a call in yet, love. Yep. Not sure boss will, but hope. Yeah, I think anybody that wants to join must find a way that I can send them the link. And a big up to my brother. It says Kachila will have to send you the link in the DM. Thank you for explaining that. Big up to my brother CFC Fahim, one of the fastest growing YouTube channel around. He's crossed 500 subscribers. And if you haven't, please go add more to that number. Subscribe to CFC Fahim. Great channel, great content, always subjective. And that's why I am friends and brothers with him. Yep, yeah, I heard that, since that, nasty, that's crazy. Yeah, Quinn, you should see yourself. I was in Africa when both happened, so it's a lesson for all of us all. It says, okay, yep. I agree. If fit, he will start. Yep, that's the truth. I think he will be fit. There's 30 likes. So thank you. Yep, thank you very much, Queen, for always thanking our supporters. Yeah, thank you for 30 likes. I know we're shooting for 100. We're at 32 now. We're shooting for 100 likes before the end of the show. And here says a must-win game against Leicester City. Again, like I said, that is the most important game of this season at this point, because it can mean we stayed at third or we moved fourth. And I want us to retain the third position, because we're fighting for the position with two other London rivals. You have anything to say to that, Tobago?
No, nothing to say.
Yeah, but how important is the Leicester City game? Yeah, Tobago seems to be having a connection issue. And also, here's Liam saying, if Arsenal don't win tonight, we're guaranteed top four because of our goals difference. That's the truth. But I want us to retain the top four. I want us to win two of the remaining games to get even closer to get closer to Liverpool. We don't want to end the season saying, okay, we lost two of our last games, but we qualified because Arsenal lost their game or drew. We don't want that to happen. We want to stamp our authority. We want to show that London is blue. We want to win two of those games and stamp our authority. There's still time for Silva to recover. Yep, there's still time. I think he'll be fine. He finished that game after all. So simple versus Leicester. If Silva not fit, go back four and need two center backs. I think that's a great comment. That has always solved our problems whenever Thiago Silva isn't playing, and that's when Sarr comes in. So, Nick, your thoughts on this suggestion by True Blue?
Yes, that's what will happen if Silva doesn't play, but I think he'll be okay with play.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we could well play back four. If Silva's out there.
Yeah, and right now we have 32 likes. We're shooting for 100 likes before the end of the show. So if you haven't, please be sure to like the video. The more likes we get, it will trigger the YouTube algorithm, and it will push the stream to more people who would be interested in the chat. Okay, Tobago. See you later, brother. Always nice to have you around. And again, let me see what else I am going to address here. I love all Chelsea humans are so hated. We have to kick butt together. We have to stick together. Thank you. And that's why you're the queen. You're a good queen of all streams. You are a good leader. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, strictly, I want to say this to you. I want to give you a mission to go and give the message out for the fans to get together. We were very quiet at Wembley again. I don't know with this fan base. They're too busy fighting with each other at the moment, and it's showing in the grounds. It's showing a lot now because everyone's against each other at the moment. A lot of fans are fighting with each other, Chelsea fans. Yeah, that's the only truth. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear Tribute says, I have seen pictures of Silva at home with massage spiders and tie. I think he will be fine. He knows how to take care of himself. And Nick Blue is correct. I think the Chelsea fans are too busy fighting at each other. We're so hated. Why are we hating ourselves? And I think we should try to change that as a regular team before the final. Yep. Nakota is is a spot on analogy. I understand. Anaconda Christensen. Yeah, fair boy. I think you said that right. AC rejected a 5-year deal, wanting only 4, then takes 5 from Barcelona. That shows you why he's an anaconda, and that shows he has no respect for the club. As a top centre back, you cannot be having stomach cramps in big games. Exactly, especially in big games. You know, that shows you, I don't know. Believe me, he's a fine player overall on his day. But what the heck is that with a stomach cramp before every big game? I just don't understand. I hope Thiago stays at Chelsea. I hope he stays as part of. Yes, that's my point. Even beyond his coaching career, I think there's a lot he can do for the younger players. As Latin is 40, Teddy Sheringham was 40. Thank you. Good point. So I think, yeah, he could play way into that age. And again, believe me, if you're in the chat, let me know if you think Thiago Silva can play in the midfield. I think he can. He got the skills. He got the vision because he's got some great passes in him. I think he can also play in the midfield area. You let me know what you think. If you think Thiago Silva can play in the midfield area, I think he would. It would be better to qualify tonight. And then, yeah, but even if Arsenal draws today, I still want us to win 2 of our remaining games tonight and give our younger players a go, like Harvey Vale and Lewis Hall. I think that's a good idea also. But again, we're fighting for that place with our London rivals, some of our biggest London rivals. So I'd say let's win and stamp our place. Coachella massage pads as the norm. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much for explaining that. Now let's go back to the lineup. Now let's start with the 2 6s. Yeah, let's go Newcastle. We're rooting for Newcastle today. Let's go for the 2 6s. Nick, I'll start with you. For me, my choice for the 2 6s would be I wouldn't start Jorginho in this game. I would start Kovacic and N'Golo Kante, both of which are quicker. And I think Kante can also manage the game. But here's the thing. I think I've sensed it. I've learned that whenever Kante is brought on, I think of late, he doesn't impact the game that much. I think he's better off starting the game. I think he can also dictate the tempo of the game. He's capable of doing that. So I want Kante and Kovacic to start this game. I think Kovacic will be fine before that game. It's still 3 days away. That's my choice for the 2 6s. Let me know what you think. And if you are in the chat, let us know your choice for the 2 6s so we can plug it in. Nick, your thoughts on the 2 6s?
First of all, Jorginho was one of our best players in the final. Yep. And second point, Kovacic went off. So I don't think we can do Kovacic. Kovacic is the main man at the moment in the middle. But I can see Kante because Kovacic went off.
Yeah, Nick, I think your audio issue again, and it can be very annoying. I know it's not your fault. It happens every now and then. I know it's not your fault. You're breaking up again. And here he says Kante looks fitter. I think I agree. I think they're not fasting anymore. I think he'll be fine right now. Kante has been out of form. I think during those periods that we're judging him, remember, he was fasting. And usually he stops fasting a few minutes, like 15 minutes before games. Most of the games are started. I think he's better off now. We need proper protection for our defense against a Leicester City, because Leicester City, I think they have Vardy is fit. Harvey, what's the other guy? Sorry? And Leicester City, they have a very, very pacey forward line. And I think, and then their midfield, they have a very strong midfield too. So if we go with Jorginho, who we know finds it difficult to play against players, a very physical opposition midfield, I think we will have an issue. I think he has freedom. He had lots of spaces against. He had lots of space to operate against Liverpool. Don't forget that. Yeah, he had a good game, but he had time on the ball. They didn't pressure him that much, and he did well. But let's talk about for the 2 6s here. I think I would not start Jorginho again. That's my choice. And again, Kante, I think will be a better choice in terms of. And Kante has always done well whenever he plays against Leicester City. He's even scored a few, I think, twice against them or so. Go ahead, Nick. You were saying something.
Can you hear me now? Or?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is, Kova could have a knock. So it could be Loftus-Cheek even. If Kova's not fit, we can't play. If Kova is not fit, I think Jorginho will start. But, I think it depends on Kova's, how bad the knock is.
Mhm. So for excuse me, excuse me, and for the two six for your other six, and you say Kante or who?
Kante and Jorginho,
Mm-hmm.
if Kovacic not fit.
Kante and Jorginho, you think Kova isn't fit?
Yeah, because he went off.
Yeah, he had to be taken out because I think he has with 3 days to go. I think he'd be fine. If you ask me again, that's my
I
choice.
don't know. I don't think
But
that. Yeah, if he's fine, he will play for sure. If he's fine, then
excuse me.
it's going to be Kante and Kova. If he's fine.
Okay, I see. And here raises a concern. CFC Fame says, "Oh dear, the game is at the breach," and I understand that we've been poor at home this season, and we've broken all sorts of records in terms of home games, and I just don't know why. Let me ask this question: only season ticket holders attend the home game, right?
Yeah, yeah. At the moment, the last two games.
Yeah, at the moment I know, due to the restrictions, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that's the reason why we've been struggling at home? Because that restriction is in place before we start, performing poorly at home.
We have enough season ticket holders, so don't forget, the crowd is like 32,000, take away 3,000 away supporters. But there's 25,000 or more Chelsea fans, and they're not making enough noise.
25,000 season ticket holders?
Yeah, we have more than that. We have
season ticket holders.
Yeah, at the game. The last game we played, there was 32,000 altogether. Yeah, 3,000 were the away support, Wolves supporters, and the rest were season ticket holders. So but they didn't make enough noise. That's the problem.
Let's talk about this, Nick. I think you said something about it, or I forgot who said that. It looks like those that get a chance every now and then to go watch games are usually the loudest.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, because look.
So you could argue one of the reasons why the fans aren't allowed at home as they usually are because you only have season ticket holders, and no disrespect to anybody that has suffered, that's made.
Wait a minute. Let me
go ahead.
talk about this because it's very important. Yeah, the problem is it's not even when we have 41,000 capacity. It's not loud enough. Stamford Bridge is not loud enough like it used to be. The cup final, we had 35,000. 35 and a bit more, 1,000. If we let Liverpool have the same number, don't forget. And we let Liverpool out-sing it. Why? Because the season ticket holders are the majority of the who get tickets. Okay? Members like myself get tickets when they're available.
Yeah. Nick, your audio again, but I'll come back to you. Again, this is a great point here. I think we've been poor at home. I hope that changes because and two of our remaining games are home games. That's really a huge concern for me. I hope we don't bottle it. But that's by the way. And here, Sibia makes a good point, saying Kovacic was mad, hurt, was crying for that tackle. Yeah, I think it was a horrible tackle. But I think he'll be fine. And I think if he's fine, I think he starts again with. I'll be okay even if Kova isn't fit. I'll be okay with Kante and Jorginho because with Kante on the pitch, you can say yes, we have proper protection for our defense. But that's by the way. Now, Jorginho and Kante for me, I think that eventually that could happen. But if Kova is fit, if he's recovered fully from that tackle, I see Thomas Tuchel starting him. So once Leeds down just for that, I really want them to stay. I think they play some exciting football. Again, Marcel Bielsa's problem was that he was uncompromising in terms of, he never changes the way he plays. Always a high line, high octane, risky football that whenever you play against Leeds United, there will always be spaces for you to score goals. And I think he's the reason why they are where they are today at the table. I hope they survive it. The new manager has changed things around, but it's a bit too late. Hopefully that's not the case. I'd really like them to stay. I think they play some nice football. They played some nice football on the BS. One swear word cannot say. Yeah, good. Let me quickly breeze through the chat again, and then we'll come back to the lineup. I says if Kovacic is fit, I will go with him. I think Tuchel would do the same with Jorginho. Kante is making too many errors decisions. I think Kante will be good. I think he hasn't been great, but I think I'll take him anytime, any day over Jorginho. I think, remember, I think it was against Liverpool. It was against Liverpool, really, was it? When he came on, I think 1-on-1, he stopped Diaz, and I think Jorginho would have struggled to stop him had it been Kovacic, so to speak, would have struggled to stop Diaz there, but or maybe commit a foul. It's like City playing ladies. They can't win. They hack. Yep, that's the truth. Hello to you, PJ Artist. Haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing well. Yes, been a while, but I'm back, and our show is back. Ruben and Kante, I reckon it will be. Here's the thing. I think even if we've won games where Ruben played as number 6, I think you can count them on your fingers. Whenever Ruben plays as a number 6, I think our midfield that is usually shambolic. Our midfield is usually shambolic, and our defense, you be rest assured that our opposition defenders, our midfielder will just be strolling past our midfield and be coming at our defense. We will concede goals. I don't think Ruben is a number 6, and I think Thomas Tuchel should stop playing him there. Whenever he's on the ball, it looks good on the eye. He can make good passes. He can dribble, but he won't do the job you expect from a number 6, which is to help and protect the defense. He doesn't do that quite well. He's a number 8 for me. I don't know why Thomas Tuchel insists on playing him as a number 6. Has been loved, and he says Ruben is playing good. He's been playing good. I think I'd prefer him playing on the flanks when he starts the game as if he's going to play as a right wing back man, but really he drifts into the midfield. I think he does well there. He helps us keep the ball, and he helps us progress the ball very well. But I wouldn't play him as a number 6. I'd prefer playing him as a hybrid winger than playing him as a number 6. Yep, everybody here loves Street Beer. I will start Jorginho and one of Kovacic or Kante. I'm not just going for power in midfield. I am going for discipline in the midfield of the park. And Jorginho offers that. Jorginho offers discipline, but what happens when opposition players don't give him space to operate? He becomes useless. That's where I'm concerned. Jorginho manages games. I know he manages games too, but I think against Leicester City, we may need to bring him on later, but we need to start people that can stop our Leicester City's midfield because they're very physical. Kova had his legs bent, boss. Whew, that must be really painful. I want to win this Thursday. We want to win this Thursday. You might want to rephrase that because it's we. We want to take that 3 point, put it in the bag, and be assured of our place in the top 4. Then see what happens in the next game. Yeah, he must have hurt badly. Even if Kante starts, I don't see him playing 16 minutes. Yeah, but I think against Leicester City, I think he started. But I think you make a great point there. Sucks my family can, but love all fans to be. Yeah, all fans to be allowed. Yeah, we need a Sam. We need a Sam Kerr in the men's team. Yeah, she's such a fine finisher. I love her. I love her energy. I love watching her play. Although Wembley is our second home, not of late, Quinn. You know, Wembley is in our second home, at least for our women's team, but not for our men's team. It's been as our prison, if you ask me when you talk about the men's team. Now, I agree, mate. Our fans have come to watch movies at the bridge. No noise. Look at Liverpool fans. They are making noise. Exactly. That's surprising to me. The Chelsea fans didn't really do well at Wembley, and I'm not sure why that is. Let me see if there's anything else to address here, or we will continue with a lineup. Again, Ruben need protection when he plays. Again, if I still wouldn't play him as a number 6, even if you pair him with N'Golo Kante. So no, now let's go, Nick, to the left wing back position. Your choice.
Yeah. For me, Alonso on the left, Reece James on the right. The usual two. Yeah.
Yeah, you.
There's
okay.
no thinking about it. There's no one else. No one else can play. We don't have anyone else actually.
Yeah.
In Alonso's position. You know, I don't want to see Pulisic there. I don't want to see Loftus-Cheek there. You know,
we'll get there. We'll get there when we get to that position. We'll talk about it. So we're talking about the wing backs. Your choice, you said Alonso and Reece James. And if you're in the chat, let us know your choices for the wing backs. I think for me, I can agree. Alonso here, he's been good of late. He's been good going forward, and also defensively, he's done quite well. Again, I think where we're going to have an issue is the attacking area. The players there haven't been consistent. Again, it's been some player A picks up form, plays 1, 2, 3 games, and it's been brilliant, and then boom, drops form. You won't see them again perform real good. Let's see, Chama Kedo, I'm an email of Ma. Nice to see you here. Good morning to you too. Blue morning to you, more importantly. And Chelsea won it all from youth to girls, except the men. Again, we won it all. We won it all too. We remember we won the global tournament, the Club World Cup. Again, we won something this season. So yeah, you're right. We won it all from youth to girls. You're correct. Check it out. Even the European Cup. You're correct, Quinn. I appreciate that. I've been Chelsea through and through, strip low, born 10 minutes away from the stadium. Good to see that, and that shows you Chelsea through and through. Alonso and Reece, I agree with you. Nice safe travel. 500 miles, yeah, exactly. And Alonso and Reece, do we even have a choice there? Yeah, I think, but we just have to, for the sake of it and do it. But so worth it. Yep, I get that joke there. And big up to Almighty Blues FC. I'm fighting with you, Ankit. I just have to let you know. You started a new channel called Almighty Blues Sports Plus. You didn't tell me. So we're fighting. I just wanted to let you know officially so that everybody can hear. But congratulations on the new channel, and it's growing really fast too. Nice to see you doing well. I appreciate that. And nice, please, if you haven't, go check out Almighty Blues Sports Plus and Almighty Blues FC. Great channel. He's doing really well for himself. And again, I'm so happy that YouTube, they gave you back the channel after blocking it after that awful incident. Again, nice to see you, my brother. I love you so much. I was only kidding. I'm not fighting with you. And please go check out his channel and make sure to subscribe. They will say it's a good way. Yep. Big up, Ankit. Nice to see you here. Well, we all support as we can. Bought 5 strip Chelsea shop, give back. Yeah, thank you very much, Sibia. You're one of the biggest supporters of Chelsea that I've seen. Get this owner all done. I think that one we can say we've gone past that one. I think will be good. Mendy, come on, bro. I thought I messaged you when you were away. I love you too. Yeah, I know I love you, bro. I was just kidding, but I may have missed the message about the new channel. But I'm happy again, and I've subscribed. And again, it's doing really well. Long may that continue. It says it's been long. Yeah, it's been quite long. Love your channel. Serbia, you're one of the biggest supporters of Chelsea. And again, thank you for that donation there. That means a lot to me. Now, I'm going to send you the link to your Twitter DM, Matt, so you can join us. And guys, give me a minute. So, Nick, your thoughts on, because I think this is how Thomas Tuchel plays it. Correct me if I'm wrong, the structure of the formation, is it 3-4-2-1 or is it 3-4-1-2? If you're in the chart and you understand the structure.
Coach, it's 3. We're going to play 3-4-2-1.
3-4-2-1, just as I have it here. Okay, yes. Nick, tell me the 2 number 8s. Your thoughts. Who do you think will start there?
I think Pulisic, although he missed a lot of chances, I think he starts. and next to him, and Mason Mount will start. You know, he missed the penalty, but he's a great player. I do love
Mm-hmm.
him. I do love him, but I get upset when a particular fan of ours, you know, only likes Mason Mount, no one else. He hates all the players. He hates his own players. So, you know, I've
Mm-hmm.
told him enough times. Yesterday, there was a big fight on our YouTube channel, on Luis's channel, with this
Mm-hmm.
guy and Kai at CFC. I mean, a big fight. They were swearing, they were more or less killing each other because this guy, all he does is hate on Lukaku. Even if he's not playing, it's Lukaku who made us lose. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Forget all that. Yes, Mason Mount has to play. I think Pulisic Mount. Now, is Havertz fit now? We don't know. So I think Lukaku will have his chance again. I think Lukaku starts up front. Same three against Liverpool. Tuchel's going to want to see what Lukaku's made of. Give him the last two games. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
if he's got a future here. If Tuchel, you know, Tuchel's he's trying to get the best out of him. But
Yeah,
the
I'm going to bring Matt in,
players
and we'll wait a little
wasn't
bit
playing
when you.
to
Okay,
his.
go ahead. Your audio is back. Your audio is back.
Yeah, let me finish. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Continue.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I would say. Pulisic, Mount, and Lukaku for me. And you know, if it doesn't prove Tuchel right, and you know, in the summer, I heard rumors about Lewandowski. I would love Lewandowski to come and show these young guys what it means to score a goal and how to score a goal, because
Yeah,
none
we'll
of
talk
them
about that
can.
when we come about the transfers. Give me your 2-8. Your 2-8.
I said, yeah, Pulisic and Mason Mount.
Pulisic and Mason Mount as your 2-8. If you're in the chat, let us know your preferred 2-8 for this game. While you're doing that, I want to say thank you again to Strip Beer for the super sticker. Again, let me say this, Quinn. Let me say this, Quinn. I wholeheartedly mean it, saying you don't have to donate. Your support from the time this channel started, from when I had just 20 subscribers, you supported me. And when I said in the group chat, I said, "Have you subscribed to my channel?" I said, "You subscribe." You said, "Yes, you subscribe," and you did because you love my content. You don't have to be, spending money supporting me here. You do more than that, and I appreciate that. But just know how much I love you and always like to see you. But I would say thank you because it's only I have to appreciate your support. Now I'm going to come to you, Matt. Do you agree with every other selection we have made here, or do you have any?
What's this for?
You
Sorry,
know,
I missed what's this for? Is this for Leicester?
yeah, for the Leicester game. Yeah, it's just for the rest of the two the two matches remaining.
Yeah, nah. I said this, coach. I said I don't want 70% of those players who played that last game to play Leicester. They don't deserve it. Mendy, I don't want to see Mendy on that pitch. And the front three, I don't want to see the same front three on that pitch. Silva,
No, let's talk
Hammer,
about the areas we're finished already. We're finished.
Oh, it's with the areas.
Mendy.
Oh, I thought you said about
Yeah.
the whole thing. The front
No.
three, I don't want to see the front three. Like, I mean, I'll play Barkley if I have to. I don't care. I don't want to see. I would rest Mount. I would start Lukaku again because we have to, and I would play Pulisic if we have to, or maybe Ziyech, because
Okay. Do you agree with the back three? Let's take it one by one, bro. Do you agree with the back
Oh yeah,
three?
yeah, go on. Yeah, let's do that. Go on. Sorry, what was that?
No, no worry. Do you agree with the goalkeeper?
No, again, like, what has he for me? Last game, he let me down. He let me down. I was happy he was signing for penalties, but it just seemed like he didn't want to be on that pitch. And I talked about this yesterday on Gem, I was on Mo's and everywhere, and I said that for me it's a mentality issue with these players. And Mendy had the least mentality and the least urgency to win that game. For me, again, Mendy, when he would make a save, a normal keeper would be like a warrior. They would be fine, they'll be shouting, they'll be screaming. Mendy's head goes straight to the floor. And for me, yeah, it might not seem like anything big, but for me, its mentality is key in playing football. Look at Christensen. I hate Christensen. Wonder why? Look what he's doing now. And now people are coming out and seeing the light. That's the same thing with me to Mendy. Mendy is not an intensity, he's not a leader. And for me, he should be punished for his consequences. Not punished. That's a bad word. That's a bad word, punish. I mean, have a rest as well. You know, he hasn't had a rest since AFCON. So for me, Mendy is not a starter next game.
Yeah. Matt, can I jump in 1 second?
Go on.
Yeah, I know. You know, I was saying the same. Kepa should have started. You know, the games before. Mendy, when Mendy was very bad, he should have started Kepa, but he didn't. And now, you know, it looks like Kepa could be going. I think he's not going to be satisfied to be number 2. So that's why Mendy's going to start these games, I think, because Kepa's on the way.
Wait, before I get into it, I'll quickly say, for the keeper issue on the FA Cup, I didn't mind Mendy starting. I was happy Mendy was starting. I think I got very upset with Tuchel because he put Loftus-Cheek, wasted a sub for 10 minutes. I mean, let's be honest, no one was expecting anything from him. He did nothing in 10 minutes, and for me, he wasted that sub. If we were going to start Kepa, I said this, Kepa for me would have done a better job at penalties. However, I wouldn't mind seeing Mendy on that pitch because he does have something to prove. And to me, yes, he's made some mistakes on the penalties. That's not what I care about. I don't care about the mistakes he makes. I care about the reaction to that mistake he makes. And for Kepa, he is a warrior when he's a penalty taker. He misses a penalty and his head goes right up when he's in the penalty.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but don't you think he's on the way out now? I don't think he's going to want to stay.
Yeah, and that's my negative. Like, yeah, I was going to get to that now. The only negative is, he might be out. Tuchel doesn't want to play him all because he's out, but, you know, Rudiger's out and we're still playing him, you know. Like, Alonso's out, we're still playing him. Aspie's out, I don't know. It goes both ways, but it is a good factor to say, he might not play.
Maybe I can see Kepa will get the last game. If we beat Leicester, there's no reason why not to put Kepa there.
I'm saying there's no reason why not to put him next game. I mean, like, Mendy, again, needs, like, a rest, you know, and
I don't mind.
It's a big game, but it's like, it's less...
Me personally, I would love to see Kepa, really. I would love to see him against Leicester. So he can prove it, give him a chance to show what he's worth. That's what I would say. I would start Kepa. So Couch, change that from Mendy to Kepa.
No, majority want Mendy. That's the thing. so
I'm trying to make Matt happy here.
Yeah. So sorry, Matt. The 2 6s. Do you agree? Kante, Jorginho.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, look at Jorginho last game, man. Oh my days, proving me right like usual. Absolutely, we're just praise the Lord we have him. And yeah, I would definitely put him there. You know what? Like, I wouldn't if Loftus if Kante's injured, I wouldn't force him as well, and I wouldn't mind seeing Loftus-Cheek. I don't care because I know Jorginho is that much of a class midfielder that he can somehow transform Loftus-Cheek to somehow play football. Because you know how much I dislike Loftus-Cheek, but Jorginho somehow changes him, man. And I absolutely love Jorginho, man. He's absolute. Oh my god, I love him.
Yeah, and
another. All right, go ahead, Lee. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, another thing about Jorginho. Jorginho said the other day he wants to stay at Chelsea. All these rumors he's going to Juventus. It's not true. He wants to be at Chelsea. I think he will be next year.
And Tuchel likes him.
Yes, because he's a world-class player. Don't forget. I love Jorginho. Yeah.
Okay. Now let me go through the chat before we talk about the two 8.
I want to answer True Blues question. His comment when you do get to that, because I think that's something a lot of Chelsea fans.
All right, go ahead. Take the question.
You know, we people have been saying. I've been hearing this comment a lot that we lost on penalties, not the game. Penalties for me is a mentality and physical issue. However, for Chelsea, I call it a 50-50 chance because we don't have any mentality going into the penalty. Right? We lost the penalty. We lost the game. Number one, we 100% lost the game because none of us scored, and we lost the penalties as well. Hence why the game is subject to the penalty as well. Look at when we go in the penalty. Right? I flip a coin and I go, if it lands on heads, we're winning. If it lands on tails, we're losing because we have no mentality to go in and be like, all right, we've just played 120 minutes. Let's refresh our brain. We've none of us has scored. None of us has done this. Let's refresh our brain and start again. But no Chelsea fans do that. They just flip a coin and they hope the coin lands on the one that makes them win. And that's what they've been doing this whole season. It's really been pissing me off because there's no leadership there when we have penalties.
Yeah, again, we have 35 likes, and I know we can go. Yeah, like I said, we can get to 100 likes before the show ends. The more you like the video, the more YouTube will push it to people that like it. Trevoh says, one fight is not my belly, is sore type. That was hilarious. Yep, I get your point. Yeah, and I know who you're referring to. Preston says that when it comes to penalties, we should have gone with Kepa. I don't care about these abuse. Again, we should have gone to Kepa. That is, if he starts the game,
if he started on the after extra time, I would have played him. If he didn't play that, I wouldn't have started him just for penalties. Agreed. But as I said, I would. Mendy's there. I don't mind it, but let's look at the consequences to that. But
Yeah. Again, I think we lost Matt a bit here. And
I said, what? It's done. That's it. Go on.
Yeah, it's happened. Yeah, again, I think that he's been disrespected so much that I wouldn't even risk starting him because right now his confidence must be very low. Again, for F's sake, some players have been really hurt. That's the truth. Back three will change. James will play right center back because of Jamie Vardy. That's a chance that may happen, but Chalobah is quick enough to stop Vardy. And again, with the combination, James starts the defending. Remember, not Chalobah, except on a counter where James will not be able to recover fully to spot him. I think we'll still be fine there. We'll see what happens. And for Vardy also wants the ball in behind the defense. If Mendy can be concentrated 90 minutes, I think whenever the ball goes behind our defense, I think he'd come out and help the situation. Again, one of the biggest issues I have with Mendy nowadays, I think he's improved in terms of sweeper keeping, but he needs to improve in terms of high claims. He's tall, so he should be making quite a lot of high claims. But that's, by the way, it says I think we've read that. It says Mount Ziyech and Lukaku. If Havertz is not fit, I would start a Werner even if he isn't fit. I'm not sure what Just was trying to say there. But let me read on. There's so many comments there to get to. They get paid in 1 week. That takes more 3 years to pay. Again, I get your argument there. 34 to hit the like. Congratulations, Phantom of Many Topic. I don't know if I have a gift for you, maybe high five. But we find the way to buy tickets. Exactly. Phantom, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Phantom Street. Yep. Let me see if there's anything to address here. If not, we need a win we need yet to confirm our place. But we would like to think we are a band of people who love one thing and we don't fight each other. I think that's a good comment right there. Almost philosophical. They hate us, babe. They hate us, and we shouldn't be hating ourselves. So we should love ourselves instead. Seen it since my birth. Yep, I understand. Georgie likes the rest of the squad. Is inconsistent. When he's good, he's great. When he isn't, he's poor. Let me complete that for you. We're Chelsea. Come on, people. We're together. And yes, where you are at it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's try and get to 100 likes before the end of the show. It is my 10. Yep, I watched FA Cup final at the pub in Wembley. Didn't get the ticket, Kurdistan. Again, go to penalties only with a draw, not a loss. If Aspi, who beat the keeper, doesn't hit the post, we win. Again, no ifs and buts, but what has happened
draw in
has
my
happened.
eyes was a loss. A draw in my eyes was a loss. So.
Yeah, even if Mendy didn't do well last time against Liverpool, I would still start him. Because you haven't started Arrizabalaga for a while. So he's probably low on confidence at this point. So let's move to the 2 number 8. I'd have dropped Kepa on, but I'm not the boss. Yes, we're not the boss. We can only speculate and express our opinions. Let's go to the 2 number 8. Matt, I'll start with you. And if you're in the chat, let us know who you'd play as the 2 number 8. Matt, let us know who would you play as the 2 number 8.
I wouldn't play Mount, and not because of his recent performance, but I think I would not rest him, but just rotate with him, and add someone like Ziyech to start this game, and next to him, I would start Pulisic because why not? Mount's been playing a lot.
You will start Pulisic, you said?
Yeah, so Pulisic and Ziyech.
What are other options? What are the options that we have there? We're hearing
Mount.
that because. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, our other option is just Mount. That's it. Everyone else injured.
Everyone else is injured. Wow. So,
Yeah.
so you
Werner,
said
Edouard,
Mountain who?
Pulisic, and Ziyech.
Pulisic and Ziyech. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I love to see Ziyech with Pulisic and Lukaku, but I know Tuchel, and it's going to be Mason Mount. We know that, so that's why I don't want to say Ziyech. I like Ziyech. Yeah, I would like to see that, but Tuchel is going to play Mount. You know that, Matt, as well.
Yep, I think he's going to play Mount, and he's had a few days to rest. It's not like it's injured. But I think where it gets tricky is the second number 8. The
I
second
also saw
number 8.
Ziyech. If
I
Mount's
think
starting,
Ziyech
I still saw
starts.
Ziyech.
I think Ziyech start. I don't think he will start Pulisic in this game.
Okay.
I think Pulisic, as much as he did, made some good runs into the box, but a couple of chances you'd expect him to take, he didn't take.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start to. He did well in terms of he did his best, but he could have done better in terms of putting away chances.
Yeah, but
So
the thing is, coach, the thing is, we rarely see Ziyech start the game. That's the problem.
But he may well start this one.
Let's see. I don't think so.
You think Pulisic will start?
Yeah, because Tuchel likes to have Ziyech on the bench for some reason. He wants to, brings him on later on. That's what he's been doing most of the season.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if you're into try, let us know your 2 number 8 choices. I think it will still be Mount and Pulisic. Is it Mount on the left hand side or Mount on the right hand side?
Mount on the right hand side.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Pulisic is starting on the right. Pulisic starting is on the right.
You said Pulisic on the right or on the left? I think Pulisic starts on the left.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Mount
on the left,
right. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Pulisic on the left, Mount on the right, Lukaku up top, and he will get a hat trick. That's what's going to happen.
I wish.
We wish it's going to happen. Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, I think the last game. Last game. Looking at it, he would start obviously because injury, but he was shit. But he wasn't like a target that we had to go at.
No one.
15 touches. It was shocking.
Yeah, but
it's like
who gave the ball to him? No one. And when Pulisic had a chance to put him through,
exactly. But I'm saying I would keep the consistency for the other 2. And then no one was doing that. No one was keeping the same consistency for Mount. I got upset at Mount. He ghosted half the game. And Pulisic, he got a couple of chances but couldn't finish it. It's like, so I kept the same consistency for all 3 of them. And that's what I think people weren't doing. But going back to the lineup, it would be Lukaku up front.
Yeah, I think we have no other options except if I think you may well see Thomas Tuchel drop Lukaku to the bench if he really wants fluidity. And then Pulisic starts as false 9, and then Ziyech comes in. But we'll see what happens. If we lose to Leicester City and Brentford, we could fall to 5th place and be in Europa League.
Imagine we lose to Leicester, and the Watford game is going to become a must-win game. What a game that would! The last game of the season. Imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get your argument. Last time when the Ziyech started, it was horrible to watch. That was a way at City. Front 3 were crap. Again, Pulisic is like Ziyech, can see the best baller or the forgotten. Yep, never consistent. Every now and then, 50% the other way, 50% the other way. Again, you all should be thrilled that for now I am still referring to Chelsea as we rather than they. Yes, we know you support Fulham. Enjoy Fulham. Here's the thing, Matt. Matt, can you hear me?
Yep.
Do we still have Matt here? What if Tuchel prefers fluidity? Yeah. Thank you. I can hear you now. If Tuchel prefers fluidity, I think he may well go for. What's his name? Go for Ziyech and drop. But Ziyech now comes to the right, where Pulisic plays as a false 9.
But I saw that on the weekend, and for me, it didn't look like that worked. I think we were just too weak. And that's why I said I would rather just have Lukaku stand there because he did drag out the players. Like I'd rather him just stand there. Like I don't care. It's rather having then Pulisic as that false line because he just I don't know. He defines gravity. He just falls all the time. You can't see him get a pass or a shot without him falling over. I don't like that. I want when my players stand foot, And for Lukaku, they'll need to take two defenders on him. And even though he does shit, he's he can't I don't know. He doesn't get the ball or this hate towards him. I don't care. But at least he just drags the defenders, and I would rather that than have a Pulisic up front who doesn't know how to play. If Havertz is fit, Havertz starts. But Havertz isn't fit, we go to our second striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the truth is really, what's his name? Lukaku, you could argue wasn't that effective against wasn't that effective against Liverpool.
He wasn't.
He did his
He
best.
wasn't,
that
but
effective.
Coach, none of the front three was. All three were terrible.
Yeah, but he was worse off.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he was the worst, but they were all bad as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think a lot of people tried to hype
if
up
he doesn't get the service, what's he going to do? Tell me. They wasn't doing that against. Who was it when we won? When he got 2 goals, Matt?
Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves. Against Wolves, it was a different Lukaku because we were playing through his strengths. We were we were playing fast, passing the ball fast to him. That's what he wants. If you don't do that, you ain't going to see Lukaku do nothing.
But I think we realize that it's hard to do that. Like it's hard to, yes, when we get the ball to his feet, it's good, but we have good players behind him. So they're not the worst players behind him. And it's even hard for them to do that. We don't have a Iniesta or Messi there who can give these balls.
That's what he needs.
That's what he needs those balls there, but it's hard to get. And obviously,
I think in the summer
they were too big defenders.
We're going to have different players, who, if Lukaku does stay, I mean, we're going to have different players with him. Or
that's what I've said. Like he doesn't. He's a good player, but just doesn't fit our system, and that's the point of our
that's
system.
the thing. He doesn't fit this system at all. So let's see what happens. It's a 50-50 for me. But
Yeah.
I'd rather bring Lewandowski.
Okay, that brings us to this argument right here, because that was a weird one for me. That was a time we were all revving how good Ziyech was. He was, killing it every game. And this comment reminds me of that. He says Ziyech was on form, then gets dropped. What happened? Because that's the truth.
He lost.
He was dropped. He was dropped for some number of games before he came back, and then he wasn't showing the form we saw. Yeah. Why didn't the manager continue playing the guy that time that he was in red hot form? Don't forget that. He isn't a soft
why?
player.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to drop Mount. That's why.
But both can play, and they have good link-up plays together. He's played with Mount together, and they perform well.
Yeah. Who was on the other side? It was Werner. Was it Werner on the other side of Mount? Who was on the left side when Ziyech got dropped? I think it was Werner, but again, he's done that to Werner. He's done that to Ziyech, Chalobah, and Kepa, where he just he doesn't trust them when they've been informed. And for me, it's a bit disrespectful. I mean that's the manager, that's what he chooses to do. But he was good, and then we just dropped him out of nowhere. So he is still a good player. Obviously, he's a bit inconsistent like our other front three, but it's like he didn't deserve to be dropped.
Yeah, but why drop him when he was in red hot form? He was our best player. He was creating chances. He was scoring goals. And then, boom, he dropped to the bench for a few games.
I don't know. It was after AFCON, wasn't it? When they came back from AFCON, I think he didn't start as much.
No,
Ziyech
didn't go to AFCON, did he?
He didn't, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't. And then I remember, we kept saying Werner, and then even Werner will play 6-7 bad games, and we'll still start him. It's like, well, we've got Ziyech on bench, and then as I said, for me, when he comes on, he doesn't have any. I don't see him changing the game at any way because he just lost all his confidence. All the confidence from Ziyech is now gone, and now I don't know if you can get that back.
Yep, that's the same treatment, the same selection issue in the goalkeeping department.
Yep.
Ziyech was red hot.
Same thing with Chalobah. Same thing with Chalobah as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember during our subsequent pre-game shows, we were questioning why was he dropped? Because he was our best player, and he's practically after Mount. I think he shoots up from outside the 18 more than Mount does. He doesn't need to. The slightest of chances he gets, he shoots. So again, I just don't understand. He was creating chances, scoring goals. He was defending too, winning aerial duels, and all of a sudden he gets dropped to the bench. That doesn't help his case. That's one of the things I haven't liked under Thomas Tuchel. I have to be very, very honest. The way he's treated Ziyech, and then he was playing Werner regularly, even when he was, some stakens of games he's had. Then again, I'm not just sure what's going on, because I think I'd prefer fluidity against Leicester City, because Lukaku hasn't really gelled well with the team, and against Leicester City, you're not going to find so many spaces for him to enjoy the game. I think Ziyech would have been a better option on the right-hand side here, while Mount moves to the left, and then Pulisic as the false nine. I think that would have been a better option. But again, I don't know. Maybe he go for it, maybe not. I'm just not happy. But that's by the way. Again, here Trivia says and winner 120. I think they're talking about something else there. About betting, maybe we give 50 to this channel. It's yes. Okay, you're gonna make me invoke African juju, and Newcastle will win today. We'll see what happens. I love you so much, Quinn. Thank you very much for that. Lukaku has to play once confidence. I mean, the season is coming to an end. If fluidity is what will get us result, I think we're better off with Ziyech being on the pitch.
But I see a good link up between Ziyech and Lukaku, and that's something that makes me more upset as well, because we didn't have a 10-game run.
But go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, Matt.
I would have seen I want to see a 10-game run with Lukaku and Ziyech. We didn't get that. I want to see that. I want to see a consistent Ziyech, because no player besides Mount and Havertz have played consistently. So I want to see a Ziyech, Mount, and Lukaku for just a bit. See how that goes out, because Ziyech can cross the ball in. Ziyech is far, like, we know his left foot is something else. It's different, and he crosses it. Who's going to cross it to? Pulisic up front? Like, that's not going to work. So we need someone tall up there, and Lukaku can head the ball at times. So I wish I could have seen a Ziyech and Lukaku link up for a consistent amount of games, despite them being bad. Whatever, play them through it. They played them through it. Havertz, we played through a shit from Mount. Why didn't we do that for the same consistency for Ziyech and Lukaku? I didn't get it.
I think you make a good point there. Nick, anything you want to say there about fluidity? Because the truth is, Lukaku, while you could argue he's starting to get involved more in the game, but the truth remains we still lack fluidity to some measure whenever he's on the pitch. But I'd prefer the combination of Ziyech, Pulisic, and Mount. We create more chances and we'll probably score more goals. But go ahead.
That's why they play. Yeah. I like what Matt said about Ziyech. The problem is Tuchel hasn't played him enough when Lukaku plays it. They don't play together much. I would have loved to see it, because he's the only player who can cross the ball, like you said, is Ziyech. Mount can't cross. Pulisic can't cross or pass straight. So for Lukaku, I would have loved to see that, but Tuchel, for some reason, doesn't like Ziyech. I don't know why.
Yeah. What do you think happened, really? Because he was on form, and all of a sudden he dropped to the bench.
Because I told you why. Because he prefers Mount to play. He prefers even Pulisic was dropped. He scored the goal and he was dropped the next game, and he persisted with Havertz, Mount, and Werner. And how many games did we drop when them three were playing? How many goals did they miss? I've lost a count. But that's Tuchel. That's the mistakes he's been making, and because they're not his players, we said it before. We can't judge Tuchel till next season, when he's going to have his own team. That's the main reason. Yeah.
I think before I continue, I have a question for Matt. I think we can all agree. Everybody agrees it's Lukaku here, but I still think Tuchel might decide to go for fluidity, but we'll see what happens. But that's by the way. Now, I'm going to quickly go through the chat and now ask Matt a question that he hasn't answered here. Yes, just beat Leicester City to cement that place, and we'll see what happens in the next game. Ziyech has only been a sub since Borough. He's a player who needs to start. He isn't somebody who flourishes coming off the bench. Yep, he's not an impact player. I think that's the truth. Ziyech started be friendly with Lukaku in training. That's why he got dropped.
No, that's rubbish.
That's some theory
Who
right
said
there.
that? That's complete rubbish. Who said
That's
that?
some theory right there. Again, I don't think that's the case.
I think he's joking anyway.
Yeah, possibly. Again, while you're at it, if you haven't, please like the video. Now we'll have 36 likes. If you haven't, please like the video so that YouTube will push it to more people. And the more people will have here, the more fun it will be. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. That will go a long way. I appreciate seeing everybody there. You provide a great value. And I like him loads through. Yeah, got the foot. Yep. That left foot is delicious. Every time he shoots, you bet you he hits the target. I wanted Robert L over any striker, including Haaland, due to price. I think he didn't want to leave Bayern at that point. I stood here. Robin Hood was Nottinghamshire. Again, a good joke from lads there. Nice to see it. And knew a brilliant woman down there. Yep, go ahead. I am enjoying the joke too. I had a curse word. She had a panda. She loads. Follow me. Good one. Hazard played last night and played well. Now the plate removed from his ankle. Wow. I just wished he didn't play well and they give him back to us. But that's okay. Congratulations to him on coming back. And I hope he wins the Champions League with Real Madrid. But it's going to be really difficult. There's a possibility they win it too. The night was interesting. He was indeed. Yes, needs Chelsea medical staff to help him. I want him to come back. I wish we removed that at Chelsea. I will give one more chance to Lukaku next season. It's not yet. We have no option than to give him one more chance because we can't sell him. And again, with time, I think he adapts to the way we play and plays better. And I think Tuchel also has found a way to get the best out of him. But the fact is, he will never be that Lukaku we saw at Inter Milan. That's for sure, whether we like it or not. See, the more I love, the less we get. Yeah, again, Mount and Ziyech play well together. Yes, I've seen that before myself. And Ziyech isn't scared to shoot, never scared to shoot. The slightest of chances he gets, he shoots. And you betcha he makes the goalkeeper work. And that's the thing. He doesn't just shoot for the sake of it. The best striker in the area is Mitrovic. Truly adore this place. Thank you very much, Queen. We love you. You know how much we love you, the Queen of all streams. And here we have a World Cup and preseason here. It's your chance, Lukaku, to impress. Yep, it's his chance too. He has to take it whenever he gets the opportunity, or else Belgium will not call him up for the World Cup. Hazard was paid well. Give us the pennies and miss him. And he's our backside. His backside is the reason why he has that balance. That's why you're kicking at him, he'd be running, and he hardly falls. Lukaku go by. Yeah, it's not that simple. Who's going to give you how much you want? We can sell him. We can if you find a buyer, but to who? Thank you very much. That's a good question. Buy Martinez. I don't think Inter will sell him. Say I sell it. I said to who, babes? Yeah, exactly, to who? That's a good question. And so let me ask you this, Matt. We've been so awful this season at home that Thomas Tuchel, I think, as much as he's broken a few records from a positive perspective, on a negative note, he's broken a few too. He's lost 3 consecutive home games at one point. Are you concerned that the 2 last games we have are at home, given how poor we've been at home?
Looking at it, I think with home, it's not a run that, when we play home, we're going to lose. I don't see like that. And I don't see it that, wow, we're playing at home, we're going to win. It's nothing like that. I think it's just however we turn up on the day dictates it. I don't think it's like any, spell or magic. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just however we are on that day is the performance that we will put on that pitch. Going into Leicester, obviously Leicester it's home, yeah. Leicester's home.
Both games are at home.
Both games at home, yeah, like I'm not gonna be too fussed about it. Like I'm not gonna be, oh shit, we're home, because I don't see any like kind of evidence explaining when we're home we lose, and I don't see any evidence saying that when we're home we win. So I go in at looking at that the home difference doesn't make a difference, because look at like and does some of it go to our fans at the pitch? Maybe, I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, Nick, your thoughts? The fact that it's a home game. I think I've asked you that question, but maybe you want to elaborate. Are you concerned, or you think we'll be fine?
Yes. So what's the question?
The fact that we've been so poor at home, and the next two games, our last two games are at home. Are you concerned?
No, we're winning the last two games. I'm not concerned at all. We're going to win the last two games. You know, I can't see us not winning these two games. Leicester will be the hardest one, but we should beat them. Yeah, I'm not concerned, coach. Not at all. I told you before, we're winning these two games. We're going to finish third because we don't want to let Arsenal or Tottenham finish above us. You know, it doesn't mix with the
Yeah. Let me bring you in. Looking at the lineup, do you disagree or any of the selections? Would you do anything differently?
Yeah, I came here to disagree anyway with big up to Matt, Nick Blue, is that Ty? That's what I came here to
Of course he is.
Well, I gather that.
So-
I know you came to disagree. I know
Yeah.
you want to show Lukaku.
Your boys
But,
Mount,
let's
your
see.
boys, they're on the
Yeah.
pitch that declare. Look, Mount's there.
Who's my boy?
Yeah,
Mount's
you're.
the one running up and down the pitch.
Matt, I'll tell you who's my boy, right? My boys. Mount,
Your boy,
James.
that's what I want to hear.
right? Kante, Jorginho. Even I'll give Alonso. I didn't expect much, but sometimes he steps up, but he's got to go too, right? And Silva and Chalobah and Mendy, right? Like Lukaku has been propped up on, and everyone said we gotta play the players in form. Well, Lukaku, Pulisic, right, aren't in form. Mount, to Mount's defense. In Mount's defense, bro, he's one of the most played players in Europe, not just in EPL or in Chelsea, in Europe. And I'm worried they're going to break this guy. They're going to break him before he hits his peak.
Yep.
For his age, he's playing really good. There's potential there. There's potential in Pulisic too. That's why you don't sell him. There is zero potential in Lukaku. There is zero potential in Werner and Ziyech. That's why all three of them have got to go. There's zero potential in Alonso. You can't look at some of these. You know how you guys were trying to find some evidence of like, oh, maybe we don't play good at home. We had a bad season. And not only that, every problem we had from last season is still a problem. And add injuries, add COVID, this is the season we've had. Add now the change of ownership, add no contracts. This has been so many factors in this season. Now, you got to be naive to go into the next season, right? And carry these problems with you. Lukaku, Ziyech, Werner, these guys are a peak age. We threw over 300 mil, right, into the attack, right, and we can't convert. This has been our problem for a long time, and the club did the right thing. The club threw money at the problem, right, and Lukaku is part of that. I don't just only want Lukaku to go. Werner has to go. These guys are on the biggest wages, and let me tell you. You guys might think, yeah, let them stay. But any player that you want in, these are the players that are preventing them from coming in.
Yeah,
there's an actual wage bill.
Can I disturb you? Sorry.
You are disturbing.
Go ahead, disturb him.
1 second. Yeah. Look,
come in.
I'm for for Lukaku to go as long as we bring in Lewandowski and no one else. Because Benzema can't come. We need Lewandowski. Lewandowski is on a free this time.
But Nick, let me explain why Lewandowski might not even be the fix. This was my argument before Lukaku came in, right? Is that when towards the end of the season, when we were starting to get our momentum and stuff, Tuchel didn't play Giroud or Tammy. Tammy couldn't even make the bench. He didn't play him because they had a characteristics, right, of just a number 9. Which is Lukaku as well. Now we played way more better with people in the front lines that can interchange, and they were everywhere, and it was hard for the defense, right? Yes, they're not as good as converting as Lukaku, Giroud, and Tammy, but we got heaps of chances out of it. Now we need to do the same thing, but find the similar players, like the inside forwards, or even really agile number 9s, right? That can be all over from left to right, everywhere. That can interchange, and that can convert. That's the player. Lewandowski is at an age that he might not be able to do that, right? So that's why. Sounds crackling hard.
No, but you're good. You're good. Your audio is good.
It's
yeah.
great.
So that's why it's not Lewandowski. We need probably younger, hungry, versatile. We need like inside forwards. That's what we should be aiming at. And we need just at a minimum just some hungry players. Just some hungry.
Here's the question for you.
The chance.
Yeah, I understand. Here's the question for you, Declan. I understand your call for Lukaku to be sold. But the question is, how possible is it for him to be sold? It's not that simple. I know you know that. The guy is, how old is he now? 29, 30?
Everyone's using Lukaku not being able to solve the reason he should stay, right? But the benefits that we have is this ownership didn't buy him, so it's not a loss to them, right? At the same time, if you don't sell him now, when are you going to sell him? Each year he's going to go to decline. If he has another bad season, he's going to be worthless. At least now he can go on the fact that he's down tools. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'll give this to Lukaku as well. For me, I didn't say Lukaku was bad. What I hated was I feel that he's been down tools. Like he doesn't want to play. He's a lot better than he's been showing. The last couple of games he showed it a little bit because the new owner came in, right? But I can't escape, right, the coincidence of his performance linked to outside influences. He plays well, has an interview, bad reaction, doesn't want to be here, and now we hear everything. And even when he did the interview, his excuse to that was set up from Kante. So he banged on that, and he was trying, and this is all to me player power. Now he got all these games paid badly, got dropped. Now a new owner comes in, all of a sudden you see him running. Doesn't matter how many goals he scored, he put in the performance for 2 games. Then come the final, he's gone missing because that's what he usually does. That's beyond his control, or beyond his limit, because he's not that great. But it's the effort, because we all wanted to give Werner an extra chance because we saw him trying. He was in the positions. He was always there, and he was always humble. He didn't say nothing. So, but now Werner's on a higher wage, and Werner, too late. Your chance is gone. So for me, we need a massive. It's not just Lukaku, okay? We need Werner and Ziyech too. These guys are just gonna lose money.
All right, Declan, here's the thing. Here's this comment on the screen. We're losing 4 defenders, right? Yeah. This is from True Blue. Yeah, 4. He says 4, maybe 3. Even if it is 3, it's still 2. Is still too many?
It's 4.
Okay,
who's the 4th?
Yeah, exactly. He says
Alonso.
This comment is directed to you, Declan.
I'm not calling Alonso a defender.
Yeah, so he says we're losing 4 defenders, Declan. Declan also wants every forward dispatching 8 or 9 dispatches means a total change of first team. I think this comment makes sense. It's not going to be that simple. What do you think? What do you say to this comment? Because it's directed at you.
That I don't want every forward. I want 3 of them, at least 2 of the 3 that I mentioned.
That's still too many. That's like 7 players in total.
You're gonna have to. Well, 7 players, yes, and half of those are going to be the loanees that we all want returned. And,
no.
And
you
the
said
rest
you
are good
want
signings.
3. The current attacking forward. You don't like Werner. You don't like Lukaku. You don't like Ziyech, right?
Yeah.
And you want the 3 of them gone.
Yeah.
And also, we're already losing 4 defenders, no matter how we see it. That's 7 players. Making 7 changes in the first team in one window, it's just like it's no different from rebuilding, and which means we practically might not. Yeah, it's an exodus. Thank you, Just Viola. We might not win anything next season.
Losing 4 forwards, 4 defenders already, right? Or if you want to call Alonso a defender, that's happening regardless. We were already, before this season, in a rebuilding stage, right? We have a good young core. We were already there, right? So there's no point, and we identified the biggest issues in the last 3 years, right? Even probably beyond. Our forward, we threw a lot of money in it, right? And it hasn't worked out. We need major changes there. If we keep that forward, if you keep those front threes that I said, right, or even 2 of them, we're going to have the same issues going to next season. So it's been a major problem for how many seasons, right? We need major options. Now, it's not a massive exodus when you have people like Conor Gallagher, Brozier, be able to come back, fill those spots. Billy Gilmore, Ampadu, they can start filling in a bit more spots.
Can I come in, Declan? I don't mean to cut you, but can I come in? I understand you saying Conor Gallagher, Billy Gilmore, Ampadu will come back in, right?
Yeah.
My point is not about us having replacement. My point is that you have to start working on getting these players to play as a unit again. And it's no different from rebuilding a team. I know we can get replacements from our loan players, but still, it's no different from rebuilding a team. That is my point. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're right, and I'd rather start that now than start that in seasons to come. Do you know what I mean? Because we've been carrying so many problems, right? If people are so scared to lose players, then you're not ready to get rid of these problems. If you want to see the same things you guys have been seeing for the last couple of seasons, right? Then don't complain about it. Keep the same players, and you're gonna have the same problems, right? So I've seen some idiots want to call out Tuchel, like they want Tuchel gone. It's crazy. The guy hasn't even. All I want, and you know what, too, okay? We don't even know if Tuchel wants to play this way. So I want Tuchel to get the personnel that he needs, right, to play the way he wants, which is still a new way that everyone has to learn, right? So once he gets his personnel, then everyone's going to learn the way Tuchel really wanted to play. Maybe it's this way, maybe it's a variation of what we're playing, or maybe it's a completely new way. It could be 4 in the back, right? We as fans, we're still not even sure that this is the way he wants to play. This is just what he had. So now, having a mass exit like that and refilling with people he needs, right, he's going to play the way he wants to play. And it's what Tuchel always wanted to move, to play anyway, to move forward. So there's something had to be learned and something had to be changed, and that step was always going to happen, Code. If you got in a few players this season, maybe he was going to start it. And having a whole new backline is we're back to that square one. They're going to learn anyway. And our forward, so what you said is correct, and it's going to happen anyway in the back line. The forward line is so disjointed and can't convert. Just bringing in anyone's going to be an upgrade. Putting anyone there, right, that he just has a hunger, to play, is already an upgrade from what we got. Because I don't see that Werner can't score, Lukaku doesn't want to be here, and Ziyech is up and down. Sometimes he wants to play. We're going to play a certain way. If Tuchel really wants to keep him for a new way of playing, Ziyech, I'm happy for Ziyech to play. But these guys are the experienced players, and they're the ones that should be carrying the team at the forward line. I mean, Mount. So everyone wants to count Mount in that, but Mount plays, and people don't know that Mount plays half the time in the forward, and then half the time he's the one that comes back. That's why he always plays. And then when Conor Gallagher comes in, he's very, very similar in characteristics, and he can give Mount a rest as well and do the same role. But and they both can play. And now, if we get a proper number 9, right, or proper the guy that can play through the middle and everywhere, then Havertz has a better role in that team, as he can play the left and right and drop deep. So now all of us, you might think it's going to be a major learning curve, but the team's going to start learning a better way, and they're going to start clicking. And we might as well do it now when we already have half an exited. I mean, we're going to lose the defense. We might as well do the forward line, which needs major work too. And don't forget that we get Chilwell back, and maybe a peak Reece James. So I'm hoping that a good if we're going to get many players in the transfer window, happen earlier, and a good preseason maybe takes that away. What you're saying, the learning curve.
Yeah. So, Nikolai, I'm going to come back to you quickly, so we'll look at the lineup to tell me if you would do anything differently. Let me go through the chat. Goalie here says losing 8 to 9 players in a window will never happen, and you know that's the truth. Even if
This season we could though, because we've already kind of got rid of 4, and we haven't even started anything near the window, so we could lose another 4 possibly. So it could happen.
Thinking? Let me ask you this, Matt. You thinking after losing that 4 that the club will still consider selling any of our attacking players?
Yeah, if we get new ones in, I think they go. They've gone with the back. Now they're going to move to the midfield, and they're going to move to the front. And I think they're going at. Hopefully they do that, because I think we can get if it's going to happen any season. If it's going to happen any season, it'll be this season that we get rid of 8 to 9 in one window.
It's not about the number. It's out of Chelsea's hand. So already you're counting. All right, let's not count Alonso and just count the ones we know. Aspi, that we don't know about Alonso, but we expected him to leave. Now you have Kante on a 1-year contract and Jorginho as well. Now, whether they re-sign or not, right, could be factored whether they leave or not. Now, if Lukaku's unhappiness is at a time where he just goes, I'm going to put in a transfer request, I really want to leave. Now, that's out of your control. You're not going to keep an unhappy player. Ziyech might say the same, and Werner might say the same as well, right? And not even that. There might be young players that say, I'm not getting enough game time, and I want to leave, or I want to go on loan. So, if you're at 3 or 4 at the moment, it's very easy to go to 8, 7 and 8 without being out of control. And plus, someone brought up Deadwood. What about Barkley, Saul, right? Who else is in that team that's got to go? There's many people that have finished strong. Now Loftus-Cheek probably stay. This is a contract.
Pamira Castello, Baba Rahman.
Yeah, so they're all coming to an end, the contract.
I think most of them will probably leave on a free. Let me say this, Declan. Like this comment here that says, who will buy these Deadwoods? Because one of the main reasons why we were not able to sell or loan out some of them was their salary. And I think we'd be lucky if some of them are out.
Though?
Sorry?
Who are they referring to exactly?
I think a few of them, for instance, Barkley couldn't go out on loan because of his salary. And
I think Barkley's contract comes to an end. Or even Drinkwater. Drinkwater contract finishes
this summer.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, I think the savior is that most of them will leave on a free. I think that's a savior to some measure. But we're gonna be taking some L in a few of them because they offered nothing and yet they're living on a free. But that's by the way. I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Declan.
Yeah, let me add this, right? Because people are kind of a little bit worried about losing people on a free. Because of everything that's happened, we're already losing some people at a free and at a risk running down Jorginho and Kante's contract as well, right? What you guys got to remember with the benefit of having a new owner is that he didn't lose this, and there is something with FFP where a new owner can put more money into the club, right? So you can get away for 1 or 2 seasons with way more investment, right, as a new owner. So Todd Bowley can put more money into Chelsea, which is probably going to go into players, right, in 1 to 2 seasons. That's that's with the FFP. I'm not sure the exact amount, but when they got a clause where new owner comes in, they can put more money into the club to get it going, right? So obviously Todd Bowley going to take advantage of that. Now, if it takes 2 seasons, take 2 seasons. But if Chelsea got a lot of targets that they missed from last season and they're going to go early already this season, then yeah, because it's probably involuntary mass exit, regardless whether they look at it or not, whether they want to keep players or not. It's just happening because of how contracts have gone and game times for players. And it could just simply be now that Todd Bowley comes in and now he's sitting down with Tuchel and asking what he wants, right? Some players probably like Ziyech, Lukaku, maybe Werner, even Pulisic, maybe like hoping when they're not getting along with Tuchel and maybe just staying around and wait for a new manager to come in to play a different way. But now the whole Tuchel, his establishment has renewed. So Tuchel won't get sacked anytime soon because of now the change of ownership. So some of these players might go, I've got no chance of playing in this team. So they might push for a move.
Yeah, let me quickly go through the chat so I don't leave anybody out. Then I'll come back to you on the lineup. Strictly says I'm pure love for my club, not players. That's the truth. Again, whoever wants to leave can leave, but we should also play players to their strength, play them in their preferred positions or natural positions if you like. Again, that's another argument for another day, but nobody can question your love for your club. We all know that.
The manager play?
Sorry, what was that again?
Shouldn't play the way the manager wants to play? The way he plays to the players?
You're breaking up. I can barely hear what you're saying, Declan.
Sorry, shouldn't we play the way the managers want to play?
No, we should. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. Again, that's why I say that's an argument for another day. Declan, you're making assumptions. Those three will want to come back. Again, that's a good point there. Declare everybody in the chat is fighting you. Man, cannot chat here. I say that not going to lie, it was more fun supporting Chelsea before social media. That's hilarious. What happened to Declare? I think he was knocked out. And we won the FA Cup. Yes, we won. We lost one, but we won one. Thank you very much. Sorry?
There's so much one in that sentence. One is a W-O-N and one in terms of O-N-E.
Yeah, exactly. Again, the ladies did us proud. The men missed out on penalty, but the ladies, congratulations to them. Again, I know that makes... have we lost the Declad? I think we've lost the Declad, right?
Now, can you hear me?
Okay, but that's by the way. Is Declad still here?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's still here. I'm saying just watch the chat. They're all fighting you. And again, so are we putting a heavy responsibility on winning things on the shoulders of younger players? And maybe Rob is not tired of the inconsistencies we experienced this season. I get your argument, but I'm not sure how to respond to that. And but dusting down with social media. Street Beer Queen, thank you very much for taking care of the spam there. I see what you did. You blocked the person. I adore you all. Yeah, but tough to get that. Thank you for putting it that way. That's why I love you. The Clyde mind reading took us mind. Maybe, you never know. The Clyde got some superpowers. The forward line is disjointed because we don't have a proper balance in ripping the entire attack will be catastrophic. It will be. We need just some strategic signing, especially in the midfield area. We need more creators to help unlock our attack.
Yeah, but Cash, that doesn't make sense. He said it's disjointed, and then ripping out would affect the balance of it. There was no balance. So why ripping it out? What would it cause? Square one.
Again, yeah. Go ahead, Declan.
Yeah. So Fairboy says the forward line is disjointed because we don't have a proper balance. Ripping the entire attack will be catastrophic. To what? It's already a mess. You just said it. You answered your question. It's already disjointed. Getting new players in there is going to be a massive plus because they're going to be hungry. And like Nick keeps saying, like Lewandowski, I mean, it's a massive name and a great player, but I want a player that wants to prove himself. We're getting, and this has probably been Chelsea's problem for a long time. We get players linked. We get big name strikers that done it all already. We need strikers that haven't done it. Maybe they've got to come and prove themselves. Someone hungry.
Yeah, well,
even if they want to use Chelsea as a stepping stone.
Hold on,
right?
Dick,
and this was.
Let me come in on that because look, we have youngsters. We have Broja. We have Pulisic, Mount. All these are youngsters. We need someone with experience like Lewandowski if Lukaku does go, to teach his players how to score. I keep saying it. We've got enough youngsters. We don't need any more.
What, Nick? I don't think you understand how youngsters work in the rebuilding of the team. We're teaching these youngsters.
You know, with these
right?
youngsters, you see what's happened this year. We're not going to win the league with a lot of.
No, but let me give you an example. We're chasing Man City and Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
And many of the players were youngsters when those managers first came in, right? So then it took them quite a few seasons. Yeah, just let me finish. I'll explain. I'll explain some examples.
Nick, let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah.
I don't understand what he's saying.
He's talking about. I'm not.
Just let him
takes-
finish, Nick. Don't worry.
No,
You have the chance to respond, Nick. Let him
Yeah.
finish. Go ahead, Declan.
It takes several seasons to perfect a certain way, and if you start with younger players, by the time everyone learns the style of play and perfects it, right, they're going to be in their peak age. Now, if Tuchel finally gets to play the way he wants, it might take a couple seasons, right, and that's when your Mount and your Pulisic and your Reece James and even Chilwell's part of the younger group, they're starting to hit their peak age. And now all of a sudden, right, everything starts to click and we become one of the toughest teams in Europe, right? And that's how long it does take. It doesn't happen instantly, right? And it didn't happen instantly for Liverpool and Man City as well. And to think that we're just going to buy players like we did before and catch up, that's been the model that doesn't work. These players were everyone was catching up to Man United, right, and Chelsea when they were just buying players. When we were just buying players, they were buying players. These two teams put in a plan, a long-term plan, right, to take 3 to 5 seasons to build and add to it and add a certain player and find that certain player. And that's why if you go back, and especially Man City players, and look at the age they bought, everyone was under 25, right? They wouldn't buy older players, ready-made players. Everyone was good young players, right? And then when then after a few seasons building and getting the style of play and getting the characteristics for the players, now they're the toughest teams to beat. And it doesn't happen in one season. And that's what we're doing at Chelsea, right? And buying, and that's why I was really kind of shocked about buying Lukaku, because even once the players start clicking, Lukaku was going to be well into his 30s, and we already needed that striker anyway. So you got to think about the next few seasons, not, we need experienced players, we need a must. That's why a Colt or Max Exodus is good, because Chelsea aren't going to win the league next season. They aren't going to win in 2 seasons. But we want to be the team that once Liverpool and Man City start getting a bit too old and they start falling off, that we're the new dog in town, the big dog. So that's where we want to be, and it doesn't happen straight away. And that's what people's impatience. That's the biggest problem about it. People want to just buy and win. Get transfers in to win next season. We must be there. If you want to catch Man City, Liverpool, and many teams do this, right? And not just them, but these are the examples that are in front of us, and you can see it. And they're the teams we're chasing. Let's do what they did, but smarter. So we can catch up there. And once Havertz and once all these young players that you guys are trying to say these players are too young, once they start to hit their peak age, they're going to be some of the best players. And we got to add to that as well. So you got to remember that. So there's no point buying players 29, 30 for something we want to do when we want to be the best team in the next 2-3 seasons. Once they get too old. So even the age, right? Even the profile of the player and the age comes into factor. And that's why Koundé is like a name. That's why Koundé, Hakimi, these targets were perfect. The age, the profile, and so you can see already clubs' examples for transfers that we missed out on. We're on that path, so it's already happening. It's already in the works. I just hope Topoli continues it.
Yeah, I have to say. Go ahead. You were saying something, Ty.
Yeah, and I mean what the player has just said, it can be agreed with and it can also be disagreed with. The fact is, and something that he mentioned with Man City and he had the Liverpools as well, they had bought players who at that time were under the age of 25. And I mean, for example, you can use KDB, for example. I mean, when he won the league last time, he was still a bit young. So I mean, in a sense, You can agree with that, and obviously he was on the books as well. And the thing is though, you know, the system or the approach that Chelsea took for years used to be a case where they'd get younger players in, help them develop, and then eventually they can make a name for themselves. Lampard, you have your I keep forgetting his name, Joe Cole. You have players like that who at the time were very young, or you know they were close to 25, close to 26. So when it comes on to that, you can agree with what the player is saying in that sense where you need to have some younger players in because then that is where the long term future comes from. But I
Yep,
mean,
there has to be a balance.
yeah, and the fact is, the only reason why a lot of fans are thinking like this now is because of the transfer ban. So the transfer ban gave them some light to say that maybe not every academy graduate should be just placing their team and then boom, we're a winning team. However, you need to look at the academy or look at younger players in general to see that you can actually look towards the players for the future as players you can bring in order to aid in your development and in your rebuild. And I mean, for me, I've always looked at the narrative in this way that it's a new ownership, new era, new players. It's time for us to, you know, to have a different mentality. And obviously, it starts with having certain individuals in the club itself, you know, taking lead. But that's a story for another day. But I mean, with what the crowd is saying, you do need younger players in, and if you take that approach, it's positive because then you have those players you can look to in the future because they would have eventually adapted to the way you want to go and they'll understand the system and what the tactics are to reach to that hurdle of where you want to become. But you also need experienced players, and that's the case. You need to at least have two or three experienced players because then those players will be aware of what the game offers, the demands of what it offers, and then they'll be able to aid it. Obviously, not players who just because they played for years now, you're going to bring them in because they have experience, because that's not experience that we need. We need experience from players who actually that have leadership skills, players who have seen it and they have added it to their game. Players like Rudiger. Rudiger has leadership skills. He's a player that can, you know, demands the best from the defense. And that is something from the players that he used to play with, the players that he understood were at the club at that time. So, I mean, that's what you need. But, I mean, the balance needs to be that you have experienced players. So, looking at a couple of one or two older players, there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to build for the future. And eventually, 4 or 5 years after that, you can have those younger players getting older in age. And I mean, that's what Man City did because they had a lot of players, and especially Rodri as well. He's 26 now, I think. So, I mean,
Yeah. What about Man
Yeah.
City? Declare, let me ask you. You know, you're saying City, Liverpool, they so well young players. When Pep went to City, he had Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, who else? Silva.
No,
All
he
these
bought them.
experienced players. Don't tell me, he had all young players.
He
All
bought
right,
them.
I think we have to move ahead, and I want to ask the Clad a question. That's why I always like to have the Clad here. Great inputs, and then
Send Declare to Australia. I had enough.
I am already in Australia.
no, he's just trying to joke, but he missed that one. I think the Clad has some great, strong opinions
Declare
in most
knows
cases.
me.
But
He's
again, your
he's one of my
inputs
good
are.
friends, Declare.
Yeah. No, we understand. We're just being objective here. Everybody, we're all
Yeah.
entitled to our opinion, but Declare brings strong opinions that gets everyone thinking and seeing things from a different perspective, and that is good to see. Let me quickly breeze through the chat and now bring the Declare in. And by the way, Street Beer has been very funny in the chat, entertaining everybody. Keep up the good work, when I appreciate that. When Guardiola arrived, he already had experienced players like Company, Aguero, Fernandinho, KDB, Silva, and others. Declared again, that's to you, but you don't have to respond now. I like Matt Drover, Terry, those guys were machines we owned. Yes, we did. And Chelsea Fans Club, if Chelsea doesn't recognize the players next season, it will definitely be zero title again. I think I understand your argument there. I can name 15 players that changed us a few of them, and I know you can. Chelsea's game has dropped drastically. It is mandatory to overhaul the old players. Again, we understand we need to sign players in some areas, but I wouldn't call it an overhaul. An overhaul, I think, will be risky. I think we need, for leadership's sake, we might need try and keep Azpilicueta. He doesn't necessarily has to be starting every game, but we need to keep him. Thiago Silva, we need to keep him even beyond his playing career, even in the capacity of a coach. Again, it doesn't have to be an overhaul, but I think I get your point. We're all frustrated. Again, nice to see you again, Chelsea Fans Club. Again, if you haven't, please be sure to like the video. We're hung on 38 likes. I know we can do better than that. Please like the video if you have. If you haven't, that helps trigger the algorithm. Although we have just a few minutes to round up. But yes, we have to find the young killers. Yes, we have to. It's good to integrate the young players in the team. They will go a long way. Don't buy old players. Buy players for the long term, boss. Don't be old. Yes, I get your point. Yes, we have to. Sometimes you need experience, but in most cases, let the average age be in the 20s, not in the 30s. Experience is good, but all the team players doesn't have to be in their 30s. The average age matters. Richarlison is great, good for Chelsea next season. Agile and a fighter. I think he's a fighter. That's one thing. Will he suit the way we play? I can't really say that myself because I'd have to watch him more to see how he plays during game to see if he will suit Thomas Tuchel's style of play. Want them to grow up together. That makes sense. If we still have like 4 academy players in the team and they mature together, we will be unbeatable for a while. Imagine when we get our fullbacks together. Yep, it makes sense. Jorginho, Azpilicueta, Barkley, Saul, Sarr, Christensen, Alonso, Timo, Hakim out. Again, that's your opinion. I'd really like us to keep Hakim Ziyech. I know Declan will punch me for saying that, but I really do like Hakim Ziyech. Again, to what tactics like? Again, I understand your opinion there. Yes, I agree. Chelsea dude. Let me see if there's anything else to address here. So, Declan, bringing you back to the lineup, do you disagree, or would you do the same thing? Given what we have, we feel like these players are the 11 that can help us win the 2 remaining games.
Silva can't play because he played injured in the FA Cup final. Apparently, Christensen was meant to play, pulled out last day.
Didn't he finish the game?
He did. He played that game injured. So playing him again is a major risk, right? He might play it again too. Maybe he's alright, but he's playing through pain. So if I had to pick, I'd want to rest Silva somehow, even if it's playing Rudiger and then Sarr, something like that. And Mount is another player that I think maybe he's played a lot of games. Maybe starting to rest. I think I want to maybe see some of the bench players, maybe even some of the youth, some players that have to fight for next season as well, but not changing the team so much. Lukaku can play. Lukaku can play for his next team or impress the next coach. I mean the new owner. Actually, I was going to say, he can try impress for next season. I think there's nothing. Even someone trying to say you play for third, it's done. These players already might even check out. Some players have to play to show that they're still holding their spot and they don't get sold. So I think it should be a more mixed lineup. This is your strongest lineup I think that you can go with, but I would want to see some rest in there.
Given the importance of the game, that's where I disagree with you a bit. Silva, he played through pain because he was an FA Cup final. And I think he's had a day now. He will have like 3 days to rest and take care of whatever that is bugging him. The truth is, I think you could argue this is one of the biggest games of the season so far, given its importance, given that mathematically we're not sure, except if Newcastle draws today. But if Man City, if Arsenal beats them, then there's a chance we could miss out of the top 4. So this is one of the biggest. Yeah. This is as big as it gets. We need to clinch this one. So given its importance, I still do think that Thiago Silva will start this one.
Yes, in the importance to make top 4, but we only need very few points, and I bet you Tottenham. I mean, one of those teams that will mess it up to give it to us anyway, to make a guarantee. We only need one game. We can win it on the last day. We can win it now. We just the Silva thing that I heard that came out was Silva wasn't meant to start the FA Cup game. Christensen pulled out on the last day, on the morning of the FA Cup, and that's why Silva played. So that was what was behind that. That's what I'm saying. So if he's in pain, he should not play. And there's some players that I think have been pushed too far. And maybe this is the game. So even if we lose to Leicester, then we can finish the job on the last day because we don't need to win we don't need to win both games.
Honestly, I'd rather us win this one and then see what happens.
I'd rather that too, Kurt. I'm just saying that if we start to get injuries in this game, and then that might be a big issue for the last game, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah. Let me ask this question. On a final note, what type of game do you expect in the game against Leicester City? Because we have just about 3 minutes to round up. What type of game do you expect against Leicester City, and what do you think the outcome would be?
Because I don't think they have anything to play for as well. Usually they'll try to sit back and counter, but if you saw against Watford, they played with three attackers, and they're very open. I think they'll actually have a go at us. I think they'll try to get, between the left and right gaps, but where Rudiger and Chalobah are, especially Chalobah's side, after what they watched from Liverpool, and really get in behind there. I think Leicester will play uncharacteristically more open, and they'll really attack out. And our defense has had issues, and that could be a problem.
And our form at home has been awful, so they know all those things.
Yeah. So I'm expecting to see maybe what you'd call for a neutral, an exciting game.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can keep it tight because they're going to play for fun tomorrow.
Yeah. For a short time, unfortunately, bro, we have just about 3 minutes or so to round up. And again, had I known you were available, I would have sent you the link to the panel via your Twitter DM. But that's by the way. Let me quickly see. Yeah, it cannot get better. He's got time to heal. Yep. Seems so. Unless evil, then he gets marked. Yep. Again, rather not. I don't think Thomas Tuchel, like True Blue said here, will play any of the kids, given the importance of the game. The lineup could change depending on the result in Arsenal and Spurs fixtures too. I think you make a great point there. The outcome of those games could lead to him changing. Chelsea might type in, yeah, I understand, no problem, it happens to all of us. Ty, what type of a game do you expect?
A game full with intensity from Leicester City, because Leicester City have been edging games. So I think the game will be intense. I think it'll be a game where both teams will understand what is at hand and why the game is important. But I think the game will have great intensity, and I think it'll be down to who takes their chances on the day, and I think that's how the game will be decided. I think the game could quite easily be a draw. I have to be honest. I think it could easily be a draw.
Nick, your thoughts? What type of game do you expect?
Yeah, look, for me, I think we're going to win the last two games. Leicester will be the hardest one. We're going to have a strong team out for Leicester because we have to make sure, like I keep saying, we have to finish third. I don't want to finish fourth. And then I have Arsenal or Tottenham, in front of us. I'm really confident we're going to win the last two games. But mind you, I was so confident we were going to win the FA Cup, and we didn't. But this is different, I think. I think the players want to show something to us fans for the last two games. Yeah, I think we're going to win. And it won't be an easy game against Leicester, especially. Because they'll be up for it. They're going to be up for it, even if they don't have to pay for anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I declared any final thoughts from you before we round up?
To be honest, I don't care if it's third or fourth. wrote that season off a bit. The FA Cup would have been a bonus. I'm actually looking forward to the off season and getting some sleep as well, because I stay up all the time for these games. So
Yeah.
that's the things I'm looking out for. This Leicester game might be entertaining to watch. But like I said, I'm expecting them to just. They usually play really tight, but now they're given permission to really open up. And they actually might. I mean, to our benefit, they might actually play some youngsters because they got nothing to play for. So that might help us as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick, anything else from you? Or are we done for the day?
Yeah, I think we said everything.
Yeah.
Let's hope we go well, at least with 2 wins at home, which we dropped so many points this season, I just want to finish on a good note for Roman as well. How can be the last game of the season be very emotional? It could be as we played his last game as well. So that'd be very emotional if he is going next year, which it looks like he will be going. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Ty? Anything else? Are you good?
I just think all that matters is that we get top 4. Honestly, the season has already ended technically for me, but and I mean it's good that at least one Chelsea team was able to win a trophy on the weekend, so that's one positive. And I just hoping that we can just get the best out of these final 2 games, and just look ahead to the new season. Look to pre-season, and look to the summer window and
Look ahead
what
to
we can do.
Ty.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say that. I'm not saying that, but yeah.
No,
Yeah, so
seriously.
with that, I think we've come for the end of the show today. We've streamed for 3 hours and 16 minutes, and thank you for everybody on the panel. Thank you to Declan. You can go follow him on Twitter. Thank you for Nick. You can go follow him on Twitter. And also, of course, Chelsea Perspective. And more importantly, I want to thank the Queen of All Streams, still Street Beer, for the 2 donations. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. Also, we have the queens in the house. We have Just Viola, one of the queens of the house. And also Showtime. We had True Blue. We have Tobago. We had Chelsea Fans Club, and every other person that joined today. If I miss your name, my apologies. I'm only human, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow for another pre-game show. More importantly, again, thank you for the the 2 queens, Queen of All Streams, and then Just Viola herself for being around till the end of the show. I appreciate you both, and thank you all for staying. See you guys tomorrow for another Blue Morning Show. God bless us all, and bye.
Bye.